Ben, hooray, still alive after all that work. Not my strong point. So I made the game of the day video first thing today, and that's on the chess.com YouTube page. And then I did the Title Tuesday commentary. And now I'm here. Hooray. I'll be on Chess TV tonight in about 20 minutes. For the YouTube page, or, site, I don't know, for our YouTube, mine, to put the game analysis in its own video, I have to make the videos differently than like I did yesterday, where there was, 20-minute diatribes about nothing, because they just want to show the game analysis. So today, I'll talk a lot about nothing, Seinfeld style, and then I'll do the game analysis. And then the game analysis is going to be the game analysis. It's going to be bam, 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 bam. Like Bam Bam. And then after that, I'll act silly. And so it'll be silly at the beginning, silly at the end, and then like 4 games of just analysis and total boredom. Although maybe I won't be boring. So, yeah. That way they can take the 4 games and make a video of game analysis. What kind of shirt is that? One that's too expensive for you to own. That's a funny story. Refresh. I was watching poker on TV before you guys were born, and it was like Johnny Chan and 6 doofuses. Not that he's not a doofus. And somebody said, "How much does that shirt you're wearing cost?" And he goes, $800. And the guy goes, "An $800 shirt. Man, that's my dream, is to wear an $800 shirt." Children. Yeah. Etc. Yeah. When I lived in St. Louis, Tony Rich, who's the executive director of the club, told me, I've told this story before. He got off an airplane and he had to go right to a meeting, but he wasn't dressed for the meeting. And there was an expensive clothing store on the block. I think it changed. I think it's another store now. But anyway, he walked in the store. It's like half a block from the club. Walked around for about 4 minutes looking at shirts. And then he went to the cashier, whoever works there, and said, "Is there any shirt in this store less than $400? And she went, "Nah." So he left. Yeah, he showed her. She showed him. $800 car. Well, Tony Rich is my father. Tony Rich doesn't have any kids. And he's had a vasectomy, so I think he has kids. Yeah. So forth. Ghosts appear, etc. I don't really want to start analyzing the games until we're on Chess TV, because we'll get 2,000 more viewers. And I like talking about nothing. No, this is round 9. Round 8 was yesterday. I did round 8 already, so she said. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm going to do the game of the day, like I always do for chess.com YouTube. Then there's the match, the sub battle with Hikaru and I, possibly me. And then that starts at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you want to sign up, go to the Discord at 4 p.m. and pray, I guess. I don't know, slip Karen a $100 bill. That might do it. I doubt it. And then a couple hours after that ends, I'll stream like I'm doing now, round 10. And Thursday, I'm not doing anything. I'm doing Vishwa nothing. Because Title Tuesday isn't on Thursday. There's no round on Thursday. And I can't do a game recap. So I'm going to go out to eat with Karen, and hopefully we can see a movie also. I want to see Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. So hopefully we can see that. I'm not sure if we can. That's my plan for Thursday night. Yeah. Some interesting news. Karen really wants to go to the Chicago Open, which she's never been to, and the World Open, which is her favorite tournament. So today I bought tickets, I bought hotel, and I paid her entry fees. So we're going. My schedule is 5 days, and her schedule is 4 days. So I play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is Memorial Day. And she plays Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. She plays 7 games, and I play 9. And then we'll fly back Tuesday morning, etc. So we're going to leave Wednesday night, come back Tuesday morning. We'll stay at the site hotel, and so forth. It's all taken care of. And then in, I guess, a couple of weeks, I'll do the World Open stuff. Over July 4th. I think it ends July 4th. 2 years ago at the World Open, Steve Emmett, the inimitable, wait, why have 63 viewers? Terrible. He sang the national anthem before one of the rounds. So he's a really bad singer, which doesn't matter, you know. But he got a few words wrong. And the funny part about him getting some of the words wrong is that he had them written down on paper in front of him. And he still sang the wrong words. But he can't sing. He's not as bad as Carl Lewis, but when Carl Lewis was singing and not choking to death, Carl Lewis was better. But obviously if Carl Lewis is going to go, oh, okay then. Yeah. But if Carl Lewis didn't choke like 3 times, he would have been okay. Great title Tuesday commentary today. I know it. How did you study chess and balance university? Well, I went to universities that suck. So, am I going to get to see you at Chicago Open this May? I don't know. Are you? Yeah. Had too many fistfights at the World Open. That is true. All right, we don't have a train yet, so we got to get a train going, etc. Yeah, exactly. Favorite game of the second half of the candidates? That would be Fabi's win against Ding. Did he beat Ding? No, he beat MVL. That's close. Yeah, Fabi's win with MVL. Dun, dun, dun. Dun. Well, we're looking at all the matches. Today wasn't as exciting as yesterday, but it was good. Abstract anemone? Man, I'm mispronouncing that. Sorry. Old. Monorail. It glides as gently as a cloud. Is there a chance the track could bend? Not in your life, my Hindu friend. Monorail. Don't. Great episode. May the force be with you. And he's like, do you even know who I am? I think I do. Mayor Quimby and Leonard Nimoy. My favorite chess game from the 2010s. That would be my win against Fidel Corrales. Type exclamation mark pictures, which somebody did. Would you rather puzzles or actual games? Well, you know, English wasn't very good, and you wrote in all caps, so you're banned. Not only do they pick their favorite chair, they can change chairs during the game, and if you change chairs 3 times, that's equivalent to a draw offer. Yay, 500 viewers, and still no train. Man, you guys are almost as bad, not quite, but you're almost as bad as the musical group Train, but not quite. No, lemon flavored Perrier is frankly ridiculous. Perrier I do is all plain, like the Flanders family. Thanks, JS Wizzle 435. Thanks for the 5 subs. Yep. Exactly. I am a comedian. Peach Perrier is frankly delicious, but I never eat the filthy motherfucker because it's dirty, filthy. Right, yeah, they're always messing up their chair, Frank Floyd. Or Brank Floyd. Damn, I'm getting confused over here. I mean, I don't have a pot to piss and I got nothing. All I got here is Floyd. We reached out to Howard Stern, but we were unsuccessful. We probably didn't reach out to the right people. Yeah, the person who talked to Karen was really mean, and I think she was Stern. Pulp Fiction is correct. Yeah. The more you donate, the more you learn. That's right, Mubot. We need one more 100 centidues or sub to get a train going. 600 viewers. Yay, go Ben. Yeah, Title Tuesday was fun. I liked looking at those games. Man, Christopher Yu's good. I'm glad he did well because he always beats the hell out of me. And then some. 200 centidues from Heiser Heinz. Another train. Man, Thai food, that sounds good. We had Middle Eastern food today for lunch. And I had a falafel sandwich and then hummus. Karen had a veggie plate and some other stuff, some hummus. Heiser Heinz, 200 centidues. Chess Cab for Cutie, 300 centidues. Go Ben. Joel E. Pole, subscribe with Prime. Nope, never played Fischer or Kasparov, but at least I can spell Fischer. Unlike somebody who asked me. Right, Spencer didn't play this Title Tuesday. What restaurant? I don't know. Jerusalem Garden Cafe, maybe? I've never heard of it. We never ordered from them before. Have you attended candidates' attorneys in prior years? No. You can't sub with Prime because you already did. That's correct. Karen is not a vegan. In fact, last night... Oh, I probably shouldn't say that. How did you meet Vishy Anand? I met him in 1986 in Oakham, which is a small town in northern England, at a junior tournament. We were both 16 years old. Can't believe I got up. Worst stream ever. And I still have this plate they gave us. Frankly, delicious. To commemorate the visit of Her Majesty. So yeah, this school is 400 years old, although it was when I met Anand, or 402, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, the Duke of Edinburgh. Man, who would have thunk it? So I have a new joke that you won't like, but I like it. I played Anand in that tournament too. It's funny. But yeah, I talked to him a lot. I'd never seen him before. Then I roomed with him at the World Open in 87. Then he stayed at my place in 88 in Belgium. And then I visited him a couple times in Novi, Michigan, where his family lives. And I visited him at his home in Chennai. And we hung out in St. Louis a couple times. So forth. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Here's what matters. I make jokes about Kobe, and you guys are like furious. You're like, oh, Kobe, he's the greatest. Okay. And I make jokes about Rihanna. And, I joke about these people because they're worth billions of dollars. And, can't make fun of somebody. I'm not going to make fun of some kid in the hospital with cancer. Unless you know somebody like that. Then, anyway, here's my new joke. I could wait till it happens, but I'll just tell you now. So I like to say, he's getting beat, whatever. But my new joke, which is very current, is that guy's getting beat like Mondale got beat by Reagan. Oh, snap. Now, you guys are too young to remember who Mondale and Reagan are, But they had an election, and Mondale lost 49 states to 1. He won the state he was from, Minnesota. Then he was 0-49. 49! He was also the vice president. Now, you never heard of him, but he died yesterday or 2 days ago at the age of 93. Yay, thanks for the $5. Now I can go to the movies by myself. P. Griffin FC, Go Football Club. I now know who Mondale is. That's right. He was the vice president under Jimmy Carter, and then he ran for president and got beat like himself. Yeah. C.L. Smith subscribed to Tier 1. Kobe. They're just jokes. That sounds like something Ricky Gervais would say. Yeah. No, Anand doesn't have a home in Michigan. He has a lot of family in Michigan, sisters and uncles. They work at Ford Motor Company unless they don't anymore. Yeah. That's an old plate. It's in mint condition. Yeah. Terrible. 200 cents a juice from Himi Canuck. Wonder if that's somebody from Vancouver. I missed some other stuff too. Oh, I didn't. It says I didn't miss anything. It sounded like I did. All right, what just happened? Gray Marmalade gifted 50 subs? Wow. 50 subs? You're the best person who ever lived. I don't care if somebody donates 51 subs. You're still better than them. Wow. Damn, that was great. No, I mean, Reagan's obviously worse. The only president worse than Reagan was Nancy. Yay. Man, that's a great, Gray Marmalade. You're the best person who ever lived by quite a bit. Damn. Those kind of donations belong on the Chess Bros stream, not on mine. My stream is like 5 subs. I'm like, oh my God. Etc. People are applauding Fabio. It's good to win. Yeah, always win. This is the best hype train ever, says Grandmaster Gowrie. Here's what I think should happen. Now, call me crazy. I think there should be a fight to the death. Usually I don't think that. Between Grandmaster Gowrie and Grandmaster Canty, and the winner of the fight is a FIDE Grandmaster. You know who would agree to that? Canty. Kath Dovey or something subscribed to Tier 1. Go Ben. Thank you. Hooray for everybody. Wow, I have 2,900 subs. I might get to 3,000 this stream. Damn. Let's see. What's crazy? He's got muscles. Yeah, and he's from Brussels. Yeah. JCVD. If you get a chance, watch the movie JCVD. Even if you hate Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is correct, the movie's amazing. Great movie. JCVD, that's the name of the movie. It's his initials. It's a great movie. It's about 30 years old, I guess, but it's great. Who's the president of FIDE? He was in the Politburo in the Kremlin, Dvorkovich. So he has a lot of power in the Russian government. He might still be. He's the president of FIDE, so yeah, he's better than Kherson. If Nepo wins candidates, will he beat Magnus? Probably not. Always fight to the death. Yeah. Look, they're fighting to the death to become a grandmaster. I mean, reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, JCVD was good. Yeah. Fabi against Magnus, 50-50. The regular way? All right. No more fighting to the death. Now, if you like fighting to the death, I'm not saying you do, but if you do, I have a movie for you. Now, I I understand this movie's not good. I understand, but I really like the movie. I don't care that it's not good. Don't judge me. Balls of Fury. Now that's a movie. They play ping pong. They're the best ping pong players in the world. And if you lose your ping pong match, you're killed. And when that happened, the guy who won the match is like, what? He couldn't believe his opponent was killed by the organizer. And the organizer, Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken said, what don't you understand about sudden death? Balls of Fury. Yeah. As the Chinese say, ping pong. Yeah. And Magnus would get taken out back by Kasparov. Michael Salt and Pepper subscribed. Hooray! Me or Maurice in Prime? About the same. I have a higher FIDE and USCF rating peak, but, it doesn't mean nothing. About the same. Yeah, new Rick and Morty is, when is it? June 20th? Or did I make that up? I think it's June 30th. Yeah. If you want to see Christopher Walken in something good that you've never seen him in the movie Annie Hall, I think it's Annie Hall. I get Annie Hall and Manhattan mixed up, but I think it's Annie Hall. It could be Manhattan, but I think it's Annie Hall. I hope it's Annie Hall. There's a scene where he goes to Diane Keaton's home, and her family's there, or it's her family's home, and it's all of Diane Keaton's family, and he's meeting them. And her brother is Christopher Walken. And they're at home. And Christopher Walken's talking to Woody Allen. And he says, and Christopher Walken's like 10 years old. This is like, mid-70s. Christopher Walken says, are you ever driving down the road and you see the headlights coming at you and you just want to drive into them? And Woody Allen says, okay, I'm going to go back to the planet Earth now. And he walks away. Then the next scene is they're driving back from wherever they were driving to or driving somewhere. And then at night, Christopher Walken's driving. Woody Allen's in the front seat and Diane Keaton's in the front seat. And, it's nighttime and Christopher Walken's driving. And Woody Allen looks really scared. Oh, man, Christopher Walken steals the movie with like one line. Man. Yeah, and obviously he was great in Deer Hunter. Frankly, great. Yeah, and he was in Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, which was a very strange movie. He was in True Romance. He was in Pulp Fiction. What's the movie Christopher Walken was in with Leonardo DiCaprio? I forgot the name of that movie. Somebody tell me. Why are your answers so bad? Catch Me If You Can. That's correct. Yeah, he's really good in the video. I forgot the name of it, even though you said what it was. I'm good at something. Weapon of Choice. That's a great video. And Christopher Walken's a great dancer. He's done Broadway, and he's a really good dancer. Yeah, he was in Pennies from Heaven with, I guess, Bernadette Peters. Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah. And Deer Hunter, he was great. Yeah. That's right, the Fatboy Slim video. That's correct. All right, 777 viewers. Hooray. Is it 9 yet? It is 9. I should be on Chess TV, but I'm obviously not with 700 viewers. Joey Joe Jr. Shabadoo subscribed. Hooray. I'm walking. Hooray. Who's on Chess TV right now? Somebody go to Chess TV and tell me who's on. Seatsboy86 subscribed. Hooray! That's right, the new camera's doing wonders. You are on Chess TV? So the viewer numbers is wrong. It says 777. Sacrificial King subscribed. Good, good. Protein X1 subscribed. Also good. Joe Bava's on Chess TV dancing. That sounds like a long time ago. Ludwig is on Chess TV. Nobody watches Chess TV. All right, now we have more viewers. That's good. Okay. Something. Karen's playing a rated game right now. So Spencer. Yeah. All right, now we're getting some more viewers, but still, it should be like 2,000-3,000 by now. Terrible. Okay, let's see. Who's texting me? Let's see. Your other text was funnier, John. It's you. It is me. It's not you, it's me. I invented it's not you, it's me. When they read the verdict today in the Chauvin trial, it reminded me of a Family Guy when Peter sued Dr. Hartman because he was giving him a prostate exam, but Peter doesn't know what a prostate exam is. So he was saying he was like, he was molested or something, and then the doctor says to the judge, "You're my patient. You remember the prostate exam?" And he says, "Yeah, as far as I remember, it was just a normal procedure." And then Peter says, "Now, Judge, are you sure you're remembering that right? Maybe it was all grainy and black and white and all scary." And he goes, And then it's like scary. And then the judge says, "Guilty, guilty, guilty." Which is what they ruled in today's case. Guilty, guilty, guilty. All right, yay, 2,100 viewers a do. Okay, so the jokes are over. I've been joking for 27 minutes and waxing idiotic and so forth. Wait, what were those noises happening? Did something happen and I missed it? No. Why is it making... Oh, because the guy gave 50 subs, so that never ends. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to look at the 4 games today, but there's not going to be any 10-hour stories, Yasser style. I'm just going to look at the games. So it's going to be really boring. So you probably can leave now. The first game I'm going to look at is Grischuk versus Nepomniachtchi. And actually, I was right, even though I didn't know I was right. There's a FIDE rule in this tournament. There's probably some percentage. Players from the same country can't play after round 10. So 11, 12, 13, 14, there's no violence between countrymen. And in this tournament, there's 3 players from Russia, these 2, and Alekseenko. Aleksenko's playing Nepomniachtchi tomorrow, and then that's the end of the all-Russian matchups. Why do the lines openings at top level falling out of fashion? It's fashion. That's what happens. Normally, not always, the world champion plays something that heretofore hadn't been played in a long time, and everybody's like, all right, I'll play that. That's what happens. If the world champion doesn't play it, then people are like, eh. But yeah, if Carlsen plays e4, c5, knight a3 tomorrow, and that's been played a lot, then it's going to become more popular. If it's something unpopular and Carlsen plays it and then he wins, it'll be popular. That's how it goes. JAA928 gave a gift to a grandmaster. Very good. It's Pam. Hey, Pam. Okay, now we're going to do game analysis, so I'm going to ignore the chat unless I hear a lot of noise. Yeah. Play some grandmasters today. Somebody doesn't understand the stream title. Yeah. Okay. So d4, and they played a Grunfeld, obviously, because that's what Nepomniachtchi does. Plays the Grunfeld. It's one of the main lines. Knight f3 is more modern than bishop c4. Rook b1. Rook b1 used to be my main weapon. It was my weapon of choice. But then Christopher Walken showed up and I was embarrassed, so I stopped playing it. Also theory, our bishop e3, and, I guess bishop e2's theory, and so forth. All right. And he put h3. h3 I don't know at all. The obvious advantages of rook b1 are the bishop is controlling is not attacking the rook, and the rook's putting pressure on the b pawn, making the bishop move not, so likely. The negative is this pawn's not defended, so often white sacrifices it. They trade on d4, and white plays queen a5 check and takes it. Then black has two connected passed pawns that aren't dangerous yet. So that's typically what's going to happen, is like bishop e2, and then take, queen here, or knight c6 first. So h3 I've never seen before. I don't know what that is. That seems like, my first thought is that's dumb, but, Grischuk's better than me, so it's just his preparation. Okay, so knight c6 is the most obvious, and then d5. Yeah, this pawn sacrifice is pretty well known after bishop e2 instead of h3. So for some reason, Grischuk thinks it's a better pawn sac when you play h3. Okay, and you don't have to take the pawn. You can play knight e5, but all right. Yeah, and this position I know if the pawn's here and the bishop's here. There's a lot of chess games. That's right. White always plays h4. Grandmaster Gus gifted a sub. Hooray. So white's down a pawn. White has a nice rook. White has a nice center. I'm on Chess TV, so I can't say that. Damn. And, white potentially has an attack against black's king. Knight d4. My engine likes knight a5, but my engine sucks. Giving the pawn back. And he never takes it. Never. Bishop c4. Yeah. And then he defended his pawn. Grischuk doesn't know the en passant rule, I guess. So white's down a pawn, but this bishop doesn't have anywhere good to go. If the bishop did have somewhere good to go, he can't go there now. And this bishop is much better than this bishop. So it's about equal because the extra pawn doesn't matter very much, and white's going to play f4. The engine actually suggests g5. God damn. Stopping f4. Wow. I would play h4 against g5 against Grischuk. Okay, queen d6 is the normal move. Blockade the pawn. f4. And the engine slightly likes white. Rook b8, so he can play bishop d7 and not hang his pawn. Takes. Now the d pawn on d4 is very weak. Queen f4, defending his pawn and attacking the queen. So queen trades forced. And even though white's down a pawn, Grischuk's playing for a win because this passed pawn is protected and this passed pawn's probably just going to be captured. And he also has double up on the bubble up and diagonal options. And again, the bishop, and go here. But black's a pawn up for all the advantages white has, so it should be a draw. Rook e8. He attacked the rook. Doubled up on the bubble up, threatening f7. And this is a very nice Zwischenzug. In fact, Spencer likes it. It's a Spencer. So if you take the pawn, you lose your bishop. And if you take the bishop, rook takes, defends the pawn. So this is a really nice move, bishop d7. He always retreated. The engine prefers going back because the bishop will get harassed on the c file. And then he kept going back. Bishop b5. He could have tried a5, a4. After a5, because a4 is annoying. Bishop has to go here. Boo. If you play d6 to threaten this, then bishop e6. And, this pawn's attacked. 2 against 1, 1 against 0. And the engine says this is equal to, because we're going to do a lot of trading. He played bishop b5, attacking the rook. And then he played a5. And now, obviously, you could play rook takes f7. And every move is equal according to the engine. But he played d6, which is more spectacular. Really trying to win. And bishop c4 makes sense. And this was the move that surprised everybody. And some people thought it was great, and some people thought it was terrible. And the answer is, it's not a good move theoretically, but maybe practically it is. Yeah, if you just take this and take this, the computer says it's all zeros because, these pawns are weak. It's 2 rooks each. But Grischuk went for it. Rook takes f7, confusing the audience. And Nepomniachtchi had facial expressions that made him look stranger than usual, which heretofore all the top scientists said that wasn't possible. I asked them, I said, could Nepomniachtchi look any stranger? And they said, no. But then when this move happened, he did look stranger. It was unbelievable. He got a call after this game to star on the show Stranger Things. Yeah, Nepo was like, say, what? So, an engine's an engine, so it takes the rook because it takes a rook. And then, white takes back with the rook, threatening discovered everything. And then he's got 2 pawns, what else? But the engine says, no. And it says black is better after this. And, Nepomniachtchi probably thought a long time about it. And Hess and Wrench were analyzing. And they thought bishop f7 was the right way to try to play for a win. And Grischuk is just always playing for a win because he's right. And a lot of people thought Grischuk did something dumb yesterday when he lost to drawing to Alekseenko, but he has to win. Drawing doesn't, you have to understand 2nd and 8th are the same. You have to win the tournament. And drawing Alekseenko, he's not going to win the tournament. So he has to just win every game. No draws. So rook bishop takes c4 was sort of a boring draw. They trade everything, and this is exciting. Maybe Nepomniachtchi will blunder and he'll win. But it's a risky decision because after this, he's probably worse. Okay, so he did this, which is just a dead draw. I mean, there's no pawns left. Yeah, everybody takes everybody's pawns. Yeah. So that's, and the players were in time trouble, but it didn't matter because they were just taking pawns. Then instead of agreeing to a draw, they repeated, which is what you're supposed to do. It says white played rook e4, but I don't believe that. I think they put the kings in the middle, and it didn't register, and I thought he played rook e4. I'm guessing he went here, or they agreed to a draw here, or claimed a draw, I don't know. I could have played here. It's a strange move when you're repeating. So, both players at different points of the game had an advantage, but I don't think either player had a winning advantage. And again, in theory, when any game is drawn in the candidates, both players should be unhappy. Both. Because the only reason to play in the candidates is to win it and then play Magnus. That's why you're playing in the candidates. So every game that you draw means you're not playing for the World Championship. Somebody's going to play for the World Championship. And Magnus, thanks Video Game Pianist for rating. Magnus correctly pointed out, I think, that of the 8 players in the tournament right now, the top 4 in the standings could win and the bottom 4 can't. I agree with that. The top 4, Nepomniachtchi is in clear first, half a point ahead of MVL, Caruana, and Giri. Those are the 4 who could win the tournament. The other 4 can't. I don't disagree with that. Okay, next. Next. It's Alekseenko versus Fabi. And there's a very funny position in the opening. And I'll tell you why it's funny. And then here, yeah. So after the fact, because I was busy, I wasn't watching, the analysis. I'd look at the games, but not like the long analysis. I saw afterwards, Magnus said, why isn't this pawn hanging? Like, take a pawn, it's a free pawn. What? And it turns out taking the pawn's probably wrong. And both players figured that out or knew it beforehand. I don't know if this is theory or... but if you take it, you could take with the knight or the pawn. And now if you take it with the knight, which seems more natural, I can take and play knight b3. And the engine just likes white here. I mean, you can't go here because of a5. If you go here, your bishop's going to get attacked. So the engine plays this. And e5 and knight takes c5 give white an advantage. Now, another line is to take with the bishop. And then the engine still likes white because you just play b4. White sacrifices a pawn. White gets the two bishops. The bishop can go to b2. And the engine says it's about equal, but practically, I think you'd want to have white. The extra pawn doesn't matter very much, but the two bishops could hurt you. So he could have taken the pawn, but he didn't. So it's not a free pawn. It's complicated. Okay, so he played a5, stopping white from playing a5. Always retreat. Now in this position, this is more interesting because if white wants to, doesn't have to, but probably should, knight c4. If the bishop moves, I can just safely take back because now my queen's on the pawn. So this would be really interesting if this happened. Again, white has the two bishops. Black's pawn structure is messed up. But, black's going to be 2 pawns up. So the engine says it's about equal. A very funny line is here, 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 leaving this knight here forever. But then after just moving the queen, you can't take the bishop because the knight takes the rook, so you have to do this. And again, the engine says this is about equal. Black's 2 pawns up, but pawn structure is frankly ridiculous. And I have 2 bishops. So I don't know. I don't know what color I'd want here. In blitz chess, I want white. Slow chess, maybe black. Okay, but Fabi didn't, something. Oh, yeah, he did do that. I'm sorry. This actually happened. What? I didn't know that happened. That's actually very funny. This is the actual game. I didn't know this was the game. I haven't memorized the games. Oh, so this actually happened. He didn't play knight b4, though. Okay, and then bishop d2. So Alekseenko sacrifices a pawn, and he has 2 bishops, and black's pawn structure is wrecked. But, he's up a pawn. Tries to get rid of the 2 bishops, and he is successful. Thanks, you mate me, for the subscription. And again, this is about equal. Queen e8 is fine, defending. He doesn't mind losing this pawn because it's so weak. Knight d7. Now, knight d7 is a very interesting move. He's attacking the queen, obviously. But he wants to always sacrifice the exchange because white's king is doing very badly. Knight here, queen here, queen here. White's king is permanently bad. So it's very dangerous to allow this move. And so he played queen e3, the engine recommendation. e5, good. Queen d3, which is a little iffy, attacking the pawn. Now knight c5 is coming with tempo. And it did. Queen g3. And, black should be better here because black's knights are great. These pawns are weak. I have the open f file. And this pawn, there's a white bishop on d2, so that's not going to get attacked like 50 times. So the engine slightly prefers black here. d1, engine doesn't like that. g5, RAWR, mad. And the tactical reason for this move is if you play the obvious knight f5, the knight takes e4, attacking the queen, and the knight is going to be lost. So black just wins a pawn. So he has to go back to f3. Rook f7. Now, I saw analysis of this game analyzing bishop g5 with the idea of takes and takes. Frankly, ridiculous. Just rook g8, and, all pieces are attacked. It's terrible. Frankly, ridiculous. So that doesn't work. Bishop c1, always retreat. And Fabi doubled up on the bubble up, but he could have just snatched a pawn. That's the engine move, snatch a pawn. I mean, it's a pawn. But he doubled up. He figured out when the pawn later can't be protected. He traded queens. The d pawn is attacked, so he played rook here. And this looks indefensible. But bishop e3 is a really nice move. Which is funny because not only does it let him take the pawn, but it also hangs another pawn. Thanks, Captive 8. You're the best. Yeah. So, well, the idea is if you ever take this pawn, you know, your knight doesn't have a lot of retreat squares. I could defend my b pawn, and then, you know, what's your knight doing on a4? And you could take the e pawn, and he took the a pawn. Taking the e pawn should give black a little advantage. And this is the engine line, which is sort of crazy. If you play knight c5, I can take it, and e5 is hanging. So you play rook f4. And this was being analyzed by Wrench and Hess, if you can call what Danny does analysis. Bishop e3, obviously, if Caruana wants to win, he can't. I mean, he could win this way. That's a draw. So if he wants to win, he has to go here. And they actually analyzed this. Knight h2, rook h4. And Danny thought the rook was in trouble and such. But turns out this should draw the game. Knight here. And this should be a repetition. And if black avoids the repetition, he's not doing well. Yeah.
It's so hot.
What? Is it hot in here?
You look hot.
I am hot. Yeah.
But
they told me I couldn't take all my clothes off. I don't know. We got a 50 sub donation. Yeah, so that was good. The more you donate, the more money we have. Yeah. And it was your favorite marmalade. Gray. How'd you do?
I won.
I assume you won because you're not, you know, furious and destroying the chess center. And Spencer's position wasn't good when I
How's
looked.
everybody doing?
Wasn't good. I looked like an hour
Yeah,
ago.
my game was
Yeah.
probably not the best.
Can you get me a Perrier? Because look at this. Terrible.
I can get one. And
Yeah.
I put back out.
Okay. All right. So I have to go quickly because, you know, they're putting the videos together. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
Fabi didn't do that. He played knight takes a4. Rook d5, and white has obvious compensation for a pawn. I mean, all these pawns are weak. And if the d pawn falls, then the e pawn falls, and it's like a house of cards. Checkmate. Right? Will the dominoes fall like a house of cards? Ah!
What?
No! What's that?
I give him
A whole new computer will fix this right up. Man, this is tough editing for editor because I never look at the game. Okay. So knight takes b2, always take everything. And, you know, the knight's sort of trapped. The pawns are sort of weak. The engine likes black, but how's black supposed to win? There's nothing happening here. He defended his b pawn, saved his knight, keeps saving his knight. A lot of you were thinking, why doesn't he play knight here forking the rooks? And you missed the bishop could take. Now, you were thinking that. Yeah, that's why you're not playing in the candidates. Okay, and Fabi wants to win. So he plays knight c5. Always repeat. Yeah, don't call you out like that. The truth hurts. Yeah. Well, the passed pawns matter when they're here, you know, but they're not. Yeah. And white's going to take them. So, yeah. This pawn's weak, this pawn's weak, this pawn's weak. Yeah, now it's 4 against 4. This is a drawn position. I think it was shown that even Fabi didn't have any advantage. He played here, and was that the time control? Yeah, now they got the time control, so white could think. So I didn't understand this position. I thought black was much better, and if white plays precisely, he can draw. It turns out black is not better. Basically, you can do anything and draw. Now, because of what I thought, which was wrong, I was watching the game at this point. I thought black's going to go here, and black's going to go here. And I said, well, if I'm white, I'm going to play g3, f4. Then the king can't come in. And if I'm black and I go a4, that gives him time to play g3. So if I play king f6, then he can't play g3, f4 because I'm first. But this idea, which I thought was really good, it's not. It's just a draw. And I think the players knew that. I think both players knew this was a draw. So a4 actually is the engine move. And now I thought he would play g3 and then move his rook back and play f4 and draw. That does draw, but never play f3. And I just thought this was winning for black, but it's not. Like, this is the best black could do. He trapped white's rook. He got his king to e5. White can't move his pawns forward. And it's just a dead draw. You just can't win. And the reason you can't win is funny. If the king goes over here, and this king goes here, and we trade on a2, this e-pawn's queening. So when I play rook takes a2, you can't trade rooks. Well, then you're down a pawn, and I have a passed pawn, so it's just a draw. So this doesn't work. And he plays king e3, stopping king d4. If it's black's move, it's a pretty good plan. But white's quick enough. And white's just going to go here and then take the pawn. And black can't stop that. So he did, and black played his counterplay. Every move draws. King b3 draws, e5 draws, every move draws. King d5 draws. Yeah. And again, every move draws. There's just no way to win. Yeah, because of that. And this pawn's going to cost a rook, and then the rook and 2 pawns is a draw. And then king f6 corrals this pawn. Yeah. For some reason, they agreed to a draw here. Usually they like to go king versus king. That's, it's like, I don't know why. It's, king versus king. So Alekseenko was a little bit better for some of the game. And Fabiano was flirting with being much better. But in a lot of positions where the commentators thought Fabi was much better, he wasn't. It just looked nice, but yeah, he wasn't going to win that game. But okay, win with white, draw with black. If he does it every round, he'll win the tournament. It's hard to win games this tournament. Truth hurts. If I bring my king to the other side of the board, can I queen it? You can't queen your king, but thanks for asking. If black got his king over here, he would be winning, but white was quicker. So he couldn't do that. He had to go that way. Magnus is playing, but he's in last place. He's having a really bad tournament. Oof, terrible. John Bartholomew is rating with a party of 450. Go, John Bartholomew, but stay here. John Bartholomew, the meanest guy in chess. Oh, wait, I mean the nicest guy in chess. If you want to give John Bartholomew a present, I'm not saying you do, but if you do, send him a Starbucks gift card. It'll be used. John Bartholomew goes to Starbucks almost as much as me and Karen. Probably more. I knew John Bartholomew before you were all born. Even if you're older than John and me, I still knew him. Yeah. John wants that coffee. All right. Yeah, I mean, going to king versus king makes sense. I don't know. It's too early to agree to a draw. Okay. So we looked at these two games, and then we'll look at this game before the decisive game. Liren should have won this game, and then MVL would have had 0 out of 2. And instead, MVL's played 85 hours of chess and 7,000 moves, and he has half out of 2. Still tied for second. But yeah, truth hurts. Go John, but stay here. Yeah, John's the best. Best chess coach, best chess streamer, best, person who goes to Starbucks. Hey, John, if you're going to the Chicago Open, you're close to it. Me and Karen are going. I'm not saying you're going to go or even thinking of it, but we already got everything. I got tickets and hotel and entry fees and singing and dancing. Okay. Put it in H. I did not know that Liren played H4 this game. Frankly, ridiculous. Okay. I mean, I played that in 1 minute, so I know it's bad. All right. So bishop G7, knight C3, and he plays C5 instead of a Grunfeld with D5. So now we have like some kind of Benoni with a very early H4. The engine likes white. Stupid engine. I mean, this position has been reached 1,000,000 trillion times in chess. And then h4? What does he mean? I'll play that in blitz chess. And like bullet, not blitz, but bullet. Bullet. The engine likes white. I don't know. I've never been so mad. Imagine you're playing Mikhail Tal when he was alive. That's the right time to play him. Not if you want to win, but. And then he plays the Benoni and you go h4 really early. He's choking on his own rage. Now I want to show you something funny. Before you guys were born, this happened. I think then you were born, so I don't know. It was weird after that. Yeah. Getting confused over here. Is this right? I'm thinking of the G4 move, but I don't know if this is the right position. I'm getting confused here. Is this where they play G4? You know, this was invented like 25, 30 years ago. No? Bam. Oh, Queen C2, Bishop D6. Thank you. Yeah. It's been a while. Okay. G4. Okay. Now, this has been played a few times. This is 1,000,000 years ago, my story. It's like story time. Put the emote on. This was played 1,000,000 years ago, you know, a few times. And then Michael Adams played it against Kasparov. It had already been played like 5 or 10 times in the last couple of years. And Kasparov never saw G4. Even though it had been played by GMs, he just didn't know it. And he's like, what's that? Ridiculous. And Kasparov destroyed Adams. God damn. I think Kasparov took on C4. I mean, he beat Adams really easily, and then he said, that's ridiculous. And then it still was popular for many years. I don't know if it's popular now, but he's like ridiculous. I like the way he didn't know the move, and he's like ridiculous, then just destroyed the guy. Man, Kasparov was tough. Yeah. He's like, what kind of move is that? So, yeah, sometimes even the best prepared players in the world, they don't know Vishwa nothing. Okay. So, back to whatever it is I was doing. Thanks, Lance Ulysses. Okay, he played ED. You know, sometimes you're just not in the mood, and, you know, ED hits you. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just got to wait for the next, you know, day or week or something. Yeah, I mean, CD is just like a Benoni where I played H4 really early. That just seems weird to me. This seems less weird because this is sort of more staid. So H4 doesn't really hurt anything. Okay, he's trying to punish H4 by controlling the G4 square. And they like to do this in the Benoni anyway because, you know, the pawn can't go to H3. So that makes sense. Put it in H. Taking advantage of the knight's absence from F6. And then he gives up his great bishop to destroy black's pawn structure, white's pawn structure. And then never plays F6. And somehow he avoided losing. Wow, it's amazing. Yeah. So this kind of thing, the weaker you are at chess, the more this appeals to you for black. You're like, terrible, terrible, great square, passive bishops, knight can't move anywhere. That's all correct. But white has the two bishops. So the engine likes white. And more space. The pawn on d5, that's annoying. I mean, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's annoying. Okay, so he castled, which is weird with playing h4, h5. But, you know, that was the end of that idea. Knight d4, confusing the audience. That's an amazing move. It reminds me of a move that I played, except this one's good. So you can take on d4. He did take on d4. But if you don't take on d4, then I got knight b5, knight e6, knight f5. So probably you should take on d4. Right, and now he has a choice. He can just let him take the knight. Material's equal. He still gets the e5 square. Or he can move his knight away and give, you know, beat piece up But white has all this attack and 2 bishops and controls the center. And, the engine's like, I want my piece. And it says it's equal. But MVL's a human. He's like, if I play here, I can't do anything the rest of the game. So if I give the piece back, I have a lot of play. My rook's on the open line, knight has c5, And probably that was a bad decision. The correct decision is probably to play knight f7. And the thing is, MVL probably has some, bad memories of yesterday when Caruana just sacked everything. So being up material doesn't mean anything when you're getting crushed. But the engine thinks after knight f7, bishop d3, castles, rook e1, queen d8, that this position's about equal. I don't know why it's equal, but black's up a piece, but his position's terrible. It's terrible. So he's up a piece for terrible. And he just didn't want to defend this position. He should have done that. Okay, so instead he gave the piece back, and now white just has the 2 bishops. Now this pawn is good. It's just good for white now. b6 is good. Always play a4. Wants to play a5 and get rid of his isolated pawn. Good. Yeah, and this just looks lost to me. Yeah, if Magnus was white here, he would be drooling. And then Magnus would drool a lot because he'd really like white. So they would have to change the chair during the game because there's drool all over it. Terrible. And the arbiter's like, Magnus, what is that? And he goes, it's drool. And they're like, all right. Magnus really liked his position. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right. He was going to celebrate 420 during the game. Oh, snap. All right. As long as you don't get the jokes, I don't get in trouble. Yeah. Okay. The more you donate, the more jokes I'm not supposed to tell, I tell. And so forth. Family friendly. Yeah, the kids don't get it. Remember on Family Guy when Quagmire's pulling the beads, but it's off screen where they're coming from? And he's like, the kids don't know what I'm doing, but you do. So, yeah. Okay. He doubled up on the bubble up. Now, if I had white here in a slow game against somebody my own strength, I would expect to win. 2 bishops, the A file, and these pawns are no good. Okay? And the 2 pawns that are technically no good for white, you're never going to capture them, ever. So I would expect to win. You just slowly grow. And Ding likes these kinds of positions. And MVL has to defend miserably. The one thing that Maxime has going for him, he's French, so he knows how to retreat. Giggity. Yeah. What's so funny about 420? I'm in 8th grade. If you're in 8th grade, you know what's funny about it. Okay, so defense. Or as they say, défense. Défense de fumée. 420. Donate it if you got it. Everybody donate 420. Everybody. I just got a 420 donation.
Yeah, you said doing recap?
Yeah, I'm like in the middle,
Oh.
It's never going to end.
Oh.
Yeah, what you got there? You got a present for me?
A club member heard you talking about this.
Yeah. Oh, it's Chessman
On the
Comics.
stream, and he got this for me.
Wow.
Isn't that
It's
nice?
Chessman Comics. This is the first one. There's two of them.
Look, isn't that nice?
Unapproved by the USCF. Yeah, that guy's the greatest person who ever lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first learned about Chessman Comics in 1982 at the U.S. Open. For $1 trillion, where was the U.S. Open in 1982? Man, I almost got murdered there.
Was it in Michigan?
No,
Florida?
no. I almost got murdered there.
I don't know.
It was in St. Paul. Yeah.
Is that the word? So we can talk more about this later. And
Yeah, that's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
It is nice that you got
Yeah, both of those magazines were great.
Yeah.
It was written by John Watson, and it was illustrated by Sven Myron.
Yeah.
Nobody in the world knows who the illustrator is except me. He doesn't even know. I was like, you illustrated this, and he said, I did.
I guess we're interrupting.
He's like a 1900
I
player.
keep going with the recap.
Yeah. 420. Everybody give 420. Then I can retire. 400. Boo. Bishop takes boo. I got rated by John Bartholomew. Yeah. Okay. So nothing happening, nothing happening, nothing happening, nothing happening. It's like the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, and this pawn's really, really, really weak. So he's trying to play actively, but actively how? This is defended 3 times, and this is really weak. I could triple up on the bubble up and do a Finegold gun, and you're going to lose that B pawn. So the knight on C5, you don't lose the B pawn, but you get rid of your counterplay. 69 centidues, 420. 84 was Fort Worth? Yes. 83 was Pasadena. 85 was Hollywood, Florida. 86 was Somerset, New Jersey. 87 was Philadelphia. 88 was Boston or LA, I forgot. It was either Boston or LA. 89 was suburban Chicago, where I tied for first. 1990, I think, was Jacksonville. 91, I don't know where 91 was. I think it was in Los Angeles. That means the other one was in Boston. 92 was in Michigan, in Dearborn. 93 was in Philadelphia. 94... Oh, no, 89 was in Chicago, but I didn't play in that one. 94 was in suburban Chicago, and I tied for first in that one. Terrible. 95 through 98, I don't know. 99 was in Reno, Nevada. 2007 was in Indianapolis, I think. Or was that 2008? And 2007 was in, I think 2007 was Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 2008 was Indianapolis. It was supposed to be in St. Louis when I lived in St. Louis. And the hotel closed forever before the tournament, like 3 months before the tournament. And they couldn't find another hotel in St. Louis, so they didn't have it. Man, truth hurts. Yeah. No, this isn't NFL. This is the U.S. Open, the chess U.S. Open. Polka Punk 69 subscribed. Darth Candy subscribed. Hooray. Go Lombardi. Yeah, I took a break. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Knight c5, saving his pawn. Trading the bishops. Now we just hammer here. And you can't take with the b pawn because it's pinned. So passed pawn, ridiculous pawn, nothing for black, just completely winning. Liren not winning this position is frankly ridiculous. Right? If Magnus was white here, he would just sit there until his opponent resigned. It's impossible not to win this. This is the greatest pawn ever. This pawn's a goner. The king is bad. If I get my queen in here, it's all over, son. And black has nothing. So the engine says 3.5 for white. Okay, he played queen e2. Not the best move, but whatever, it's fine. Rook e3. Yeah, white's just winning because black can't do anything. Terrible. The g3, so his king has more luft. And in this position, is this where he played rook b1? That move doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't consider the move rook b1. That's just a nonsensical move. Queen c2 looks good. Pawn's defended. The queen can go to b3 or b1, and it keeps pressure on here. Yeah. Queen c2 makes the most sense. Defending, attacking, and preparing to put more pressure on the b pawn. And also with the queen here, sometimes you can trick the guy and play queen g6 check when he's not looking. So that move is weird. And rook f7, rook d1, d6, d7, take. And by now he's given away most of his advantage. Now in the game, he could have played rook takes b6. And nobody knows why he didn't do it. And then Wesley figured out why he didn't do it. Wesley So. Okay, because he miscalculated. So after here, the engine moves are just absurd. They just lose. Because the move that you're afraid of loses worse, but Ding was afraid of it. So rook b6 just wins. Now the reason he didn't play rook b6, the only reason that makes any sense, not the moves the engine gives, which just lose, is to do this, and this is very hard to defend. Thanks for the 420. Thorough, yeah. By the way, this is not a joke. And you can look on the internet and see that it's not a joke, because it sounds like a joke. Today, Chuck Schumer, the Democrat senator, said, 420, it's an unofficial American holiday. Damn. That's not something I think Chuck Schumer would say. Anyway, probably he looked at this and he's like, horrible, no. And what's funny is, after this check, if you block with check, it doesn't matter. We just move the king and we win. Anywhere. Because this rook's pinned. So you can't come back. And then rook g6 is coming, and it just resigns. There's nothing here. It's plus 10. And after here, if you move your king, here maybe? Yeah. Then I just keep checking and taking and checking and taking. Frankly, terrible. Check here. And then if he checks here, which is the only one that makes any sense, put it in H. This rook's pinned. So the only way you're going to draw is by perpetuating with the queen, and you're not going to perpetual with the queen. Put it in H. And that's it. It's over. Yeah. So if he had played rook takes b6, he would have won. And the reason he didn't play rook takes b6 has to be because he miscalculated this position. He thought, man, black has a lot of counterplay. And in fact, this is the only move that wins. And it seems like when you're squeezing somebody and pressing them and they don't have any counterplay, you don't want to play a forced win where they have a lot of counterplay. And if you miscalculate, you lose. He probably calculated this and went, man, this covered check. Oh, horrible. But this just wins. The edge just says plus 1,000. It doesn't work for black. But he didn't know that. So he avoided that. And as a consequence, he didn't win. He gave up his D pawn, distracting black from the F pawn. Thanks, Hadron, you're the best. And then he has this position where he's obviously better, but probably not winning anymore. But still a very difficult defense for the Frenchman. Yeah, I don't think he was ever winning after this. I think the defense was very good from MVL. And material's equal. White's king is very exposed after f3. We're exposed everywhere. I mean, this is like Pee Wee Herman's white. I mean, he's so exposed. All right, queen e2, stopping rook a2. In theory, not in practice. Making his king safe. Yeah, I mean, white didn't have any chance to win. He made it look like he wasn't even better the way he played. He repeated a lot. I like that. I mean, now black's threatening mate everywhere. You can't play queen g6 because the queen's here. This is a drawn ending. Yeah, now it just says it's a draw. He tried to win. King f6 is an excellent move. Now he's threatening mate again. He still tried to win, but it's a draw. Black's threatening mate on h2. He stopped queen h2 mate and rook h2 mate. Now he's threatening queen f3 mate. Now he's threatening everything on f3. And it's a dead drawn queen and pawn ending. He took the b pawn, and then he got perpetualed. And they agreed to a draw. If he wants to try to win, he has to go here. That's the only move that tries to win. And then queen d4 check. This is the only legal move. Queen f4 check draws. Queen d3 check draws. Every move draws. You can't win. Because this pawn's hanging, and this pawn's hanging. And probably if I was white, I would be worried after here I might lose. Because that's a passed pawn. White doesn't have a passed pawn. The king's so exposed, you're not going to escape the checks. So the draw was fair. And I think the only really bad thing he did, ding Liren, was moving his d pawn up and sacrificing it instead of just taking on b6 and winning. And the final position was here. They just moved back and forth. So MVL should have lost that game, and then he would not have been happy losing the first two games. So, yeah. Everything is obligatory, even the stuff that's not. Always repeat. It would take me a long time to explain to you why. Just do it. Just don't repeat 3 times unless you're playing me and I'm losing. Okay, last but not least, yay, thanks Farty Party, is the only decisive game in the round. Excellent game. Very good game. Okay, and I made a video of this already. You might have seen it. Now, when Matt Larson plays the Catalan, which he does, he plays G3. This means you don't have to learn the Queen's Indian, because B6, bishop here, is already bad for black. But Anish played knight F3, probably welcoming the Queen's Indian, and they transposed to a Catalan. And this is the main line. And I've already said most of this in my video. I'll try to change it a little, what I say. There's 2 main moves here, Queen C4 and A4. And a lot of people think after Queen C4, B5, Queen C2, Bishop B7, that black is just black's about equal. And it's too easy to play for black, and so forth, mainly and so forth. So a more interesting way to play for advantage is A4. Now that she can't play B5, this bishop's not very good. 1,000 centidues. Thanks, Mepex. Yeah. So, yeah, don't type in all caps. Okay. So, if you know the Fort Knox French, which you don't, okay, and that's the maneuver that Wang Hao employs here. Knight, it doesn't matter where the knight goes because we're taking it. In this position, knight D7 and bishop E7 are the most common moves, but I play bishop D7 because I want to play bishop to C6, and then my bishop's good. And usually I trade it off, and then I put my pawns on white squares, like Frank Boyd, and I draw. I've actually drawn every rated game I've played black in this position. Some of them I was winning, some I was losing, but they're all draws. And that's the point, is to get your bishop to this nice diagonal, and that's what happened in this game. It's a very standard line against A4, is can't play B5 anymore, so bishop D7, bishop C6. The problem with playing bishop C6 as opposed to fianchettoing your bishop on B7 is the main equalizing move for black in the Catalan is to get in C5. In a lot of queen's pawns openings, black's trying to play C5. Well, if you play bishop C6, you're not going to play C5 because your bishop's blocking it. You play it later, much later. Now, if you were watching Title Tuesday today and you were watching my commentary, in one of Hikaru's games, I think he was black. I think it was the last round, but maybe not. His opponent played bishop G5, which is one of the main moves. Oh no, it wasn't the last round. It was the penultimate round. It was against the Ukrainian GM, who's really high rated. I'll never remember his name. Yeah, today, Tuesday. So this was played in Hikaru's game. He was black, and I think it ended in a draw, unless I'm wrong. Maybe he won. And bishop F4 was played in this game. And Wang Hao's plan this game was to equalize by trading everything. Sometimes that works, but sometimes your position gets worse and worse. And then you end up like wool, because you're the worstest. All right. You're timed out. Timed out. Yay, I never saw that. What? Why is this comment still there? Boo, boo. All right. Anybody who chats either gets timed out or banned. The only thing you can chat is a donation. In fact, it's time for another train. So there you go. Maybe it's not, because you guys started the train really late. Boo, boo. All right. So he played bishop D6. And for the next 15 moves, Wang Hao is a trading machine. Trades everything. Giri was very impressed. He learned a lot from Wang Hao. Thanks for the 500 centidues, Chess Bra. You're the best chess bras ever. Yeah, time for a train. Right. Now, playing for a draw is quite stupid in this tournament. And in my opinion, Wang Hao played for a draw from move 1. And the thing is, a lot of super GMs when they play other super GMs, they figure win with white, draw with black, I win the tournament. Well, he's already in like 7th place, 6th place, so that don't work. And I keep saying this on my streams and my videos, but you guys, don't understand. You must win the tournament. You must. 2nd and 8th are the same. It's the same. You got to win the tournament. Okay, if you win the tournament, potentially it's worth millions. If you don't win the tournament, then the guy in 2nd gets like $10 more than the guy in 8th. That doesn't matter. So when you draw games and play for a draw, you're not going to win the tournament. And in my opinion, you might disagree, Wang Hao played for a draw the whole game. And what I wanted to say was, and I said this in my video, there's a lot of people who are known for being stubborn defenders in bad or worse positions. I didn't name Korchnoi because I forgot. Korchnoi, Lasker, Petrosian. I mean, Petrosian was defending bad positions when you were going PP in your pampers. And it wasn't even the same Petrosian. And then Magnus, Hikaru, Karpov, and Leko. Those guys, when they're worse or much worse, they defend, and they draw or win. And the reason I'm telling you this long spiel is that's not who Wang Hao is. Wang Hao wants to kick your ass. Wang Hao's going to outcalculate you, outplay you, play aggressive. So when he turns into this is an Anish Giri game. Anish Giri is good at boring, solid positions where he's slightly better. Wang Hao's not good at defending worse positions. Maybe Wang Yui is, right? Yeah. Now, if they were working together, then everything would be fine. You know why, Karen?
No.
Because 2 Wangs make a right. Thanks for the donation, Chess Bra. Tisker Tasker 48 gifted a sub. Lick My Hadron gave 5 more subs. I'm going to have to lick his Hadron at some point. What button to jump subscribed? Hooray! Meepak, Scam Train, 100 centidues. Okay. You guys are all the best. What's that?
Nothing.
I have to move it on over. I'm like George Thorogood over here. Who else gave money? Trying to Learn gave 200 centidues? That doesn't sound like him. Man, great. Okay. I do hate you, that's correct. Whoever said that, that's right. But I like Chess Bra. All right.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Spencer,
From here?
Spencer Drew.
Okay. Yeah, he must have been unhappy. Tisker Tasker 48 gifted a sub. I thought he was in trouble. How'd Archer do?
Drew.
I thought he'd win. Like his big game was bad, but he had an extra hour on the clock. So. Yeah. We're getting close to 3,000 subs. Let's get to 3,000 subs this stream. Do it.
Karen's having a good 420. I forgot it was 420 day.
Now, I'm not saying this is true, because it might not be, but my recollection is that when I first mentioned 420 to Karen years ago, she's like, what? That's shocking. But I don't know. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
You were like, what's 420? Man, what a square. Yay! Captain Cola gifted 5 subs.
Especially, if you knew me, you'd think I would know what that meant.
Exactly. Man. And we have more to say about that,
me
but we can't say it.
But I didn't.
Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah, April 20th. And one guy in the chat earlier said, in Germany it means something else, which is funny.
Look what Freddie Potzer says.
Robert E630 gifted 5 subs.
I was pure.
Karen was pure until she met Ben. Something like that.
What do you mean?
In your 20s?
What are you talking about?
I didn't know her in her 20s. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is one of my pet peeves. And I actually had a long talk with Kaidnov about it before you guys were born. And Kaidnov agreed. He's like shaking his head and complaining about what I'm complaining about. And if I tell Karen, if I tell you, my students, they don't listen. Somehow, you have it ingrained in your brain, something that's wrong. And when every GM tells you it's wrong, you're just like, no, I'm right.
Are you done
Terrible.
with
I'm like in the middle of a game analysis.
I shouldn't have come in here.
Okay, no, you should. Okay, so after knight c3, this allows black to trade bishops, which, is sort of his good bishop because the pawns are on white squares, and double white's pawns. And low-rated players hate having double pawns. Okay, they hate it. And double pawns aren't good or bad. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Because they're doubled is irrelevant. Here, if you told me you could have this position, Ben, or this position, I'm taking this position because I'm killing you on e5. I mean, I got e5. And if anybody's going to get mated, which they're not, it's going to be black. Rook g1 mate you. You're not. What are you going to do on this file? How are you going to get a rook or a queen on that file? So the pawn's great on f4. Now again, the reason Wang Hao lost to Tempe and traded bishops is Wang Hao is playing for a draw, which that's not, it's the candidates. I've never been so angry. 420 for the memes. Hooray. The more you donate, the more memes we have.
Fraudwith has all those big letters.
Yeah. Bishop takes, gifted a sub. Hooray. Yeah. All right, we need 1,000 more subs to get to 3,000. Okay. See, if we get to 3,000 subs, and then we double it, and then we double it again, and then we double it again, we'll have slightly more than the chess pros, maybe. Probably not by then. Okay. A5, this is an excellent strategical move. If white plays A5 or B4, white's much better. And A5 controls the B4 square. This is a key idea in the Slav. In the Slav, we're giving white the center, the regular Slav, and black gets the B4 square for his bishop and or his knight. And it's there forever. So A5 is, and this is still theory. Now, my understanding of this opening, which might be wrong, because I don't play either side of it, but I still know a lot more than you do, except for Eric, is often black takes this knight and plays C6, and then puts the knight somewhere and says, how are you going to win? And he didn't do that this game, which is weird because Wang Hao likes to trade all the pieces. Okay, knight A6, good. Knight E5, now you can't play bishop takes F3. That knight's a monster. Yeah, he's a monster. Exactly. You all right over there?
Do the lights feel bright?
It is? Yeah. You feel pretty. Yeah. Let's see. 100 cent to do's go chess bras. Thank you, Malzeth.
Yeah.
You're the best person who ever lived. Midgard Serpent subscribed to tier 1. And he shopped at Pier 1. That was the bad part. Terrible. What's worse, Pier 1 or something else? I guess Pier 1. I can't think of anything worse.
Walmart.
Okay. No. Walmart, you can buy stuff. You buy stuff at Walmart. You could. Food, right? You can't buy stuff at Pier 1. You have to throw it out.
No, I bought stuff there.
Did you throw it out?
No.
Is it in our house now?
Maybe.
No, it's not. Okay. If it was, I would have thrown it out. Okay. So, again, he's trading, right? And the thing is, do you know what Wang Hao really likes to trade? Do you know what his favorite thing to trade is?
No.
Bitcoin.
Hey, they said Pier 1's closed.
Right. I think they closed all their stores. Yeah. Stop talking about chess. Yay! Mepex gave 50 subs.
What?
Confusing Karen.
Yay.
She was confused. You got to give 950%. Mepex, now you're broke.
Yay.
Boo. I mean, thanks. Damn. We got 2 people to donate 50 subs. What is this, a Chess Pro stream? All right, we have 2991 subs. If we get one more sub, it's a palindrome. All right. C6. And you would think if 2 super grandmasters are playing, black's going to defend well and draw. And if lower rated players are playing, black's not going to defend well and probably lose. But I was wrong. Okay, H3. Magnus really liked H3. Okay, I agree. Kamsky would really like H3. If Kamsky saw H3, I mean, they'd have to change the seats because, the seat, get to change the seat. And I'll explain that joke to you later. Okay, if I explain it on the stream, I'll get banned. H3 is great. It controls G4. It gives the king an extra square to make his king safe instead of these two squares. And black really can't do anything. And what's funny is in this position, black did something bad. So making black move was a good idea because Wang Hao made a bad move. Also, it was bad and he should feel bad. Somebody said, I explained an Oreo on stream. That is true.
I already knew what that meant.
Damn, that's unfortunate. I didn't want to hear that. Damn.
I mean, I thought there was some other meaning I didn't know about.
On Family Guy, Brian tries to go with this very attractive woman.
Yeah.
When he goes to her house, she's already out, like with other guys. And then he decides to date her mom. Okay. And while he's there with her mom, she comes back with two very large black guys. Mm-hmm. And then one guy says to the mom, you want to get in on this? And she says, no, I'm with Brian now. And he goes, this isn't even my whole night. And then they go upstairs. I like this isn't even my whole night. I don't know who wrote that line, but that's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. This isn't even my whole night. Okay, so here he did something called faux aggressive. Okay? His move is very bad and he should feel bad. Queen b6 is a very bad move. It pretends to attack the pawn, which is arguable. Probably doesn't attack the pawn. But the reason it's bad is white can play knight c4, which is a great square for the knight. So Giri retreated with queen e2, saving the pawn forever, and knight c4 is coming. This move's bad. That's not a good square for the queen. Probably e7 is a good square. c5, he had all he could stands, he can't stands no more. Whenever I do something like b5 or c5 to bust out, it's always wrong. The engine's like, terrible. But Wang Hao is not patient. He's not. Wang Hao wants to, play. He wants to go RAWR. Okay, you can't go RAWR in the tournament. It's too noisy. So his moves go RAWR, right? Now, for $1 trillion, Karen, what square does this move terribly weaken, giving white the advantage? 29.95.
B5?
Yes. Bug as a fly, gifted a sub. I don't know what that means. Robert E630, gifted a sub, and so forth. And Bug as a fly gets another sub. Standev 0990, a palindrome, gifted a sub, etc. Okay.
Hey, Jay Wolfit.
Yeah, I do. Then she has $1 trillion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So after c5, white is clearly slightly better or slightly clearly better. Rook d1. Again, Wang Hao with the trading. Trade some more. Always trade. Now, the problem with rook takes d8 is actually very funny. It's queen b5. And that's annoying. And Karen knows annoying. She's married to me. Like, what do? Do you hang your queen? No. Do you hang your A pawn? No. Do you hang your B pawn? No. Do you trade and your knight's attacked and your A pawn's attacked? No. So after queen b5, white has a very large advantage. The knight can come to c4. This pawn's indefensible. The knight on a6 is shallow and pedantic, etc. So he played queen takes d8, which is correct. Rook d1 and queen a8. I could never play queen a8. I couldn't. I'd be embarrassed. It's not a good move either. The idea is he's on the same line as the king, so he wants to play b5 check or something. His rook has a plethora of squares, and his b pawn's defended in case of queen b5 at some point. But that's no good. There's good and there's no good. That's not good. Okay. And then king g1, confusing the audience. I would have played king h2, which he plays later. Knight b4, threatening to trade pieces, which he did. Always trade every piece. If it's king against king, he will draw unless Giri gets the opposition. Exactly. Okay, now in this position, I thought both moves were bad, but I thought maybe this was better until I saw knight d7. And you have to take it, because, yeah, and then this isn't good. This is weak, this is weak, this is weak. There's no luft. White has lots of luft. And isolated pawn. And after this, How do you save your pawn? The answer is you don't. B6 defends the pawn, but then the B6 pawn's hanging. So this is just terrible for black. So he took with the knight, which is engine approved. Okay. And then rook C1 is an excellent move. I got 2 open files, one for each of you. And this file's blocked, so he goes to the other one. The problem is, if you challenge the file, your queen is overworked. You're defending the A pawn also. And you're undefending F7. So you better watch your step. Okay, H6 getting luft, that's fine. And here comes the losing move. Now, I don't think he's losing here. I think if 2 engines are playing, black's going to draw a lot, and maybe you lose sometimes. And I think if Leko and Karpov are playing black, they're going to draw. And he played, knight F6 is okay, I'm sorry. That's the next move. He played a very bad move, G6. Terrible. Okay, if you watched my video today on this, the game of the day on chess.com YouTube, which grandmaster did I say told me never move pawns? If you watch the video, you should remember. Bug as a Fly gifted 5 subs. We've broken 3,000 subs. We had 2,300 subs like 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
3,000 subs.
Right now?
Yeah, we have 3,000 subs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's your highest.
So you guys didn't watch my video? Boo, boo.
It just came out.
Gotham Chess is in a GM. The Bulgarian is correct. Yeah, Brink Floyd knows. I can't believe you guys don't remember. Boo, boo. I like yes or Carlson. That's a good answer.
Is that somebody we know?
What do you mean?
GM Brink Floyd.
No, the correct answer is Karen's favorite grandmaster. The chances she heard of him is less than 0%. It's the new math. Evgeny Ermenkov.
That I've heard of. The only one that I've heard of is associated with chess is Evgeny. I don't know who the other one is.
That's one person.
Oh.
Evgeny Ermenkov. First name Evgeny.
Oh, you're asking if it's the first. Oh, yeah. I have a 0 chance. Well, I guess I have 50-50.
That's his name.
I know you're asking me which is the first name.
No, that's his name.
That's the...
Evgeny's his first name.
Right.
Ermenkov's his last
okay.
name. Yeah. He's your favorite player,
what was
right?
the question? I know.
Have you heard of him?
I had heard of Evgeny.
No.
So no.
It's one. Yeah. Okay.
I
Now.
know it's one. I can have heard of half of a name, a first or a last name, and
maybe.
I heard the other one.
Okay. Now.
Maybe.
For $1 trillion, Karen.
Yeah.
He played for Bulgaria for years and years and years and years.
Okay.
But in one Olympiad, he played for someone else. Which team was it? I think if I let you guess 70 countries, you wouldn't get it. That's a hint.
For just 1 year?
I think he just played once. He might have played twice.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not going to guess if you don't know. You have to actually know. If you don't know, you're not going to guess. When I tell you, you won't even believe me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you can't do it. Yeah. Palestine.
Okay.
Because Palestine wanted to win a medal. Mm-hmm. Now, here was their plan. Palestine always loses all of their games. Because, Evgeny Ermenkov board 1. The team loses every match because their other 3 players lose. And that means their pairings are very easy. They play people who are rated 2,000, 2,100. Evgeny Ermenkov could go like 10-0, 11-0, win the gold medal. They wanted to win a gold medal, so they paid Ermenkov to play for Palestine. So there you go. True story. Yeah. Okay. Now, G6 is a very bad move because it weakens the diagonal. It weakens the knight. And it's a move that you can't take back. Right? Like if you play queen A8, you might go, wow, that sucks. And then move your queen here. If you play rook here, you go, that sucks. Go back. G6, never going back. Okay? Once you play G6 with black, you're never going back. Now, the next move is so good that if I show it to Karen, she'll just start crying and then probably get a divorce because she's so mad at me. Just by showing you the move. Mm-hmm. That's how good it is. Okay? He played B3. That's my favorite move of all time. I have very low standards.
Yeah.
Now, when I tell you what B3 does, you're going to be like, what? And then it's going to happen. B3 vacates the B2 square. And you're like, so? Okay, and I'm like, yeah, Wesley's pretty good. So his plan is to play queen here, crushing him on the diagonal. Then when his queen gets attacked, he just plays queen B2, and it's there forever. That's a really good move. Mm-hmm. Now, Karen, tell him what the top engine move is.
B3 some of the time.
Yeah. You have to let it think before it's B3. I can't figure it out. The more it thinks, it's B3.
All right.
Okay, H5. King H2, excellent, because black is in Wang Chung. And he plays king here. Problem with moving this rook is queen E7 harasses F7 and rook C7, etc. King H2 gets the king off the back rank. Okay, or as we say in France, the back row. Bug is a fly, 200 some centidues. I don't know how many. Okay. He might have actually got a medal. I think so. Okay. So now when he plays king h2, his h-pawn's defended. There's no checks on the back rank. And black is in sort of a zugzwang. You can't really move anything that makes any sense. King g7 makes sense, except for queen d4. Then king d7 doesn't make any sense. And then queen b2. He's a genius. Okay, and in this position, this move's even better. Okay, this is very Karpovian. White's winning over here. He's got the queen against the king, got the knight on e5, he's got the open G line, and here, nothing's happening, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and he played b4, amazing move. And after takes, he played rook c4. He wants to double up on the bubble up. How are you going to defend that? You're not. There's no defense. Mm-hmm. So this b4, rook c4 was really good. Anish played really well this game. If I was playing one of you on the internet, you'd be banned from my stream. You guys don't understand these moves, so you're not going to play them. So if you play them and it's like best move, best move, best move, you're banned. Because those are best moves you can't even explain to me. When I explain them, you understand them a little, but not much. But Giri played like a genius this game. I was making fun of Giri before it was, popular. But man, he played well. Mm-hmm. God damn.
Yeah, the chat's a little bit out of sync. We can fix it in a minute. Yeah.
Nah, I'm sure it's fine. Oh, here.
It's not fine.
It is.
I've been watching it.
It's fine.
It's not.
It's fine. Right. Yeah. I'm Dr. Bart, and I'm a little behind. All right.
I mean, it needs to be fixed.
Everything's fixed. Everything's fine. Yeah, see? There you go. Okay. So he played b3, which is a mistake. b6 is the best, because then you can try to defend your b pawn, which doesn't work. Rook b4, excellent. Now, this is another thing that shows what a genius Giri is. You can take on b3 with the queen or the rook. Mm-hmm. Taking with a queen makes your a pawn super safe and attacks b7. Taking with a rook hangs your a pawn. Mm-hmm. But taking with the queen's worse. This pawn doesn't matter. And what matters is the queen is here, not on b3. And black gets no counterplay on the 7th rank. So queen b3 is much worse. It's winning, but this is much more winning. Now there's no rook d2 counterplay, and we still got this action. Who cares about that? Mm-hmm. So they traded. How do you defend that? The obvious answer is rook f8 to defend this. Yeah. That's the only move. And then knight d7 wins it instantly. It's over. Yeah, I showed this to Lenny Kravitz. What did he say? It's over. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know his word.
Oh, it ain't over till it's over is one of his big hits. Okay, so Wang Hao played a good trick, but tricks are for kids. Queen e8. Now, all of you watching my stream who didn't watch the video before, you're like, yay, I win a queen. I'm the greatest player who ever lived. And this is winning for white, but it's difficult. Black, everything's on the same side. It's not clear what white's winning plan is. So very hard to win this position. Should be winning, but it's going to take another 40 moves. But black has no defense. If you don't take this pawn, what's black's next move? Nothing, that's what. So he decided to double up on the bubble up. He could play rook c7 or rook a7, played one of them. Wants to play queen b7, and then you really win. Rook d5. Now watch this, Karen. After rook b8 threatening the queen, stopping queen b7, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my old shirt was correct. Queen c2. Now the obvious threat is queen c7, which does win, but there's a much stronger move. If it's white's move, what would white play in this position?
Queen g6.
That is correct.
Check.
And the material's equal. All the pawns are on the same side. And what does the engine say?
Plus 12,
Right.
queen 8.
Right. That's crazy. It's queen, rook, and knight against queen, rook, and knight, 4 pawns each. G6 wasn't good. G6, king, G7. He's walking into everything. Okay, Christopher walking. So he made his rook really safe. Queen here. And the last question for Karen. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you play queen f7 or knight f7? That's your question. And then while you're doing that, I'll give you another question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows. That is the question. So they both win, but one really wins. And one wins barely wins. Barely a win. It's like me. Yeah, G6 sucked.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is better.
You either guess or keep thinking.
Okay, let me keep thinking.
The more you think, the more they're going to donate. 5,000 viewers. Hi, viewers. To see a recap of the game of the day, the best game from this tournament every day, go to the chess.com YouTube page, and I make a video every day for them, and it shows the game of the day, which is this one. And I did Title Tuesday today. I'm doing Title Tuesday next week, and I had to ask Karen. She doesn't like when I do, Titled or Tuesday, but she was like, all right, because they pay pretty well. Yeah.
I guess I would take with the knight.
Correct.
Yeah.
Taking with the queen's terrible. Whose
Yeah.
king is safer?
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Yeah, knight takes us plus $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when I was watching the game live, Black resigned immediately. He couldn't wait to resign. And how?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the wrong decision. No.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was. It's weird how that worked. It was his decision. Lick my Hadron. What'd you do? You gave 5 subs again. Thank you. Okay. Now, after the move I thought was the only move, here, attacking the queen, right? Then you retreat, okay, recommended by MVL. Why is that?
Retreat like a Frenchman.
Right. Yeah, and then if the king moves, queen h8's mate. The king can go here, here, or here, and queen h8's mate. So you got to do something worse than that. If you go here, I have discovered check. This is the quickest. This wins the queen. And every move, this wins. If it's Black's move, you win. So knight c5 is totally unplayable. And that was the only move I could find. If knight c5 is unplayable, I have to resign. The engine says go here and be down a rook. This is the engine line. This is the best way for Black to play.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Now, so Giri played virtually a perfect game. And Wang Hao made 4 or 5 little mistakes. And Wang Hao is not known for defending bad positions. That's not his forte or his ken, right? Terrible. Rockop 1512 subscribed.
Mr. Finegold, did you spark up for 420
I did not.
today? Mr. Finegold does not spark up.
Yeah. Hooray for everybody. Some of these people never heard of edibles. Terrible. I said they haven't heard of edibles. So what's funny is the last Family Guy, and this must have been intentional. It must have been. Remember I showed you last night and you were falling asleep? The Family Guy. You don't remember any of it? Okay, at the beginning scene, they're at the daycare center, and the woman's like, who runs the daycare center, she tells the parents, isn't it great that I've done a lot of edibles and it's legal?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think they did that because that was the closest to 420, was that they had to leave that joke in as close to 420 as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Isn't
funny.
it amazing how you all look like your kids? Yeah. 100 centidues from Victor Andri.
Not yet, Chuck.
All edibles are vegan. Incorrect.
I forgot it was 420.
Ruffy Lemon the Pineapple subscribed. That's the greatest name ever. I hope it's vegan. Roughy lemon, the pineapple. Yeah. Etc. Hooray for everybody. Remember, don't do drugs. Push pawns, not drugs. That's a bumper sticker the USCF sold.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
push pawns, not drugs.
That's actually good.
Yeah, a lot of kids quit chess after that. Lemons and pineapple are definitely vegan. Hooray!
We should try to get some bumper stickers.
We have bumper stickers.
We
I
do?
saw one. We have one we sell. Yeah.
Oh, the magnet, you
I
mean?
think somebody gave it to us.
Oh.
I think it was like from Fred or something. It might even say push pawns, not drugs.
Oh,
It might.
that's a good slogan.
It might.
We could,
Yeah.
Are we allowed to steal it and put it on anything?
Sure. Push it real good. Yeah, they didn't trademark push pawns, not drugs.
I don't know.
They didn't do nothing.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's the end of the game analysis. So if you're a video editor, now you know, then I still told a lot of stories, but too bad. And then before I started with the video game analysis, I did about 25 minutes of fluff. And the reason I did that is I keep trying to talk Karen into being my fluffer, but she doesn't know what that means. So it doesn't happen. Right, sweetie?
I don't know what that means.
Terrible. I can't believe it. Yeah.
God, I don't,
I'll tell you what a fluffer is when the stream's over.
I guess I don't belong on
I
the
can't tell you
internet.
during the stream as they're,
It is
yeah.
too old to be on the internet.
Too old. Yeah. How many subs to be your fluffer?
I mean,
100 centidues, Victor Andre.
How many people accidentally get trapped on the Tinder voice channel?
Yeah, by the way, Victor, vegans get more iron than non-vegans. All the vegan food has a lot of iron. That's just it's an old wives' tale. I don't know who will win the candidates, but I will know when it's over. Then I'll tell you who's going to win. Yeah, Karen looks like Patti Smith. Mm-hmm. That is correct.
I've heard that.
Yeah, don't chew gum, chew bacon. P. Gruza, subscribe with Prime. Now, vitamin B12, that's different. Yeah, you got to take supplements for that. You can get vegetarian vitamin B12. I have a lot of it. I bought it on Amazon for nothing. And then it got shipped from India, I think. So I actually bought it for Vishwa nothing. So that was good.
Is this live? I'm confused.
No, it's not live. It's definitely not live. B12 gets injected into animals. You're already on the B12 train. What? Do you feel bad when you spell Ben B-E-W-N? Yes. I feel terrible when that happens.
I won. You're done with all the games?
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't like the Mondale joke because they never heard of Mondale.
We already talked about it earlier that nobody's heard of Monday.
Yeah, and they haven't heard of Reagan either. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, probably.
That's not true.
MVL Giri will be exciting. All the games are exciting. Vitamin F3. Hooray. Never play Vitamin F3. Never. Now, one thing I wanted to show you from... What game was it? There was a game where I was said this is like the Slav. But I don't remember. It had to be the Catalan, right? Had to be the Catalan. Where was the Catalan? This was the Catalan. Just looking at it, so I remembered. So I wanted to show you what I was talking about because you guys are furrowing your brow in a vain attempt to understand the situation. Mm-hmm. So when Black played here, and then he gets the b4 square, and there's a pawn here, mm-hmm. and I was suggesting possibly taking the knight and playing c6. Okay, so in the Slav, everybody's favorite openings, especially Karen, but especially Archer. Complicated Simpsons quote. So in the main line of the Slav, White plays a4, stopping b5. Black plays bishop f5, stopping e4. And we get this kind of pawn structure. And White has two center pawns and will reasonably quickly get e4 in. And Black has the b4 square, a5, knight a6, bishop b4. And that's his compensation for giving White a free hand to the center. And if this pawn was here, nobody would play the Slav, nobody good. Because Black doesn't have the b4 squares. I just go here. And Black just has a bad position. But here, you have the b4 square forever. And another line in the Slav which I've played is the Smith-Slav variation. Because, he came to my wedding, so I figure, all right. And that's where you play knight a6 instead of bishop f5. And you're just hopping in there. I'm playing here. And then a5 sometimes, and you just sit there. And your knight's annoying. And your knight just sits there, can't, trade it off or something. So I've played that too. I've also played bishop g4. This has the nice trap, which I'm sure Karen's familiar with. Never play f3. Yeah. This is a famous trap. This is a million Grandmaster games. But when the variation was invented before you were born, a couple people did that. Boo! They're bad and they should feel bad. Black to move and win. Yeah, Slav's really interesting. There's a lot of different cool variations.
Black to move.
Anybody? Anyone? 100 centidues! Hooray! Anyone? I'll put the appropriate emote up. As long as Karen doesn't look, she won't get it. Where's the appropriate emote? There it is. Bam!
So you could go, let's see, Queen H4.
Put it in H.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wins the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Seger recommended.
That was the last thing I looked at.
Yeah.
I was looking at Bishop going to B4.
This explains why this strange move is the move instead of this.
Yeah.
Because you open up this diagonal for the queen. So you're able to play e5, and white's not able to play pawn takes. I think knight e4 is the main move, but I haven't looked at this since before you were born. And I don't play it with black. I play it like once. And yeah, and there was another game I showed where one of the guys was like, knight here, knight here, knight here, knight here, knight here, knight here. And the two examples of that are well known is obviously the Breyer and or Breyer variation. That's Karen's favorite in the Rue Lopez. Right? You can't, nobody likes it better. It's just Karen. Okay, and this is a very common position. And here, one of the ways for black to play, there's many ways for black to play, is to play knight b8, confusing Karen. And she's like, what?
Oh, you want to move this?
You want to go to d7, you want to play bishop b7, and you want to play c6 or c5. And your knight here is not helping in that vein. Thanks, StanDev0990. In the Slav, it's the other way around English. Okay, in the Slav, in the main line, also it's the main line. From a long time ago, nobody plays this now. Which I already showed. This position. Castles, knight b7, queen here, and then bishop g6 or castles, whatever. e4, this is pawn 6, good for white, so it's better to castle. e5, knight d5, c d5, bishop d3. You got all that? Okay, almost always black tries to play knight b8 to c6. And that's just better here. It attacks the d pawn, it blocks the c file, the knight here's stupid. Where's my knight going? So knight b8 to c6 and knight b8 to d7, maneuvering the knights of those squares is common in different openings. Thanks for the 200 centidues. Yeah, I'm not worried about nothing. Yeah, if you're not a vegan, you should worry. You should worry about killing animals. Boo, boo. You're bad and you should feel bad. Now, I'll show you a favorite example from my own praxis. Does that sound like something you want to see?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I tied for first in the National Open because of this game. I don't know if it's on the internet.
Hey, what's that Google picture?
What's that Google?
Right there.
That? It's somebody singing.
Put your cursor over it.
All right.
I guess because you're typing, it won't work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. You can still look.
It's Luther Vandross's 70th birthday. You almost got that except for one thing. Okay.
No,
I never would have got it.
No.
Is this my game? No, this is another game that I beat him. I got to stop beating him every time. There we go. Now we're talking. This is the greatest beatdown in the history of chess. Nobody's ever been beat worse. And then I'm going to end the stream because, it's 4:20. All right. And then Control C.
And then we'll go home and celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Spark it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's see. PGN. Sleep it off. Okay. Now, the reason I'm showing you this game, I won the National Open. This was in 2008. If you didn't see the game, that's because they're 2000 and late. But the reason I'm showing it to you is that maneuver. I did it with white. Okay, so it was Queen C2 Nimzo, and he played I think it's named after Romanician. Or is it Vaganyan? I think it's Romanician. Queen B6, attacking the F pawn. And then when you stop it, you're blocking your bishop. Thanks for the 200 centidues. No, vegan's easy. Comedy's hard. Okay. And then I play the super aggressive G4, RAWR, right? Yeah, I don't go down like no punk. Okay, B5 counterattack. Now his knight's trapped on H5.
Ben, where's the love?
Okay. This isn't my favorite move of the game yet. Queen B1, knight E4. Yeah. Okay. So the problem with my position is this could potentially get attacked. And this could potentially get attacked because it's, weak, isolated pawn. What's good about my position is this is good and this is trapped. So I played knight E4, but not for aggressive intentions, for cruel intentions. And after we traded, and he played knight B4. Okay, very aggressive, right? Okay. And that was the point. So instead of playing knight B1 to D2, I played knight E4 to D2. Now my rook is defending my pawn. My bishop is open. My knight's defending my knight. So he can't do anything. And the engine says I have a big advantage. So I like that maneuver a lot. This knight, it took me forever to find, putting the knight on D2. Even though it's standard to sometimes go knight C3 to D2 or knight D2 to C3. And here this was very good. And, he fell apart like, I want to say that so badly. He fell apart. Kobe. Okay, I kicked his knight out, and then I gave it some kind of Finegold gun. Always play bishop F8. Then I played C5, getting rid of my weak C pawn. I'm the best. Yeah, I mean, he can't do anything here. See, the material's equal, and it says I'm +4. Like, this is pinned. This is defending this. This is trapped. Terrible. This was for first place, too. Threatening queen G6 with advantage. Then he played the totally insane knight F4, giving up a knight for nothing. Like king D7. That's funny. Now here, rook takes queen check wins. You agree. That's no good. Bishop A6 check. If you're under 18, you really shouldn't be looking anymore. That was like Finegold Gelfand on steroids. Yeah. I tied for first in this tournament, and that was the last round game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed him 100 centidues. Hooray. 420 centidues. Also hooray. 69 centidues. Also hooray.
Hey, Thrashix, how's it going?
Yay. Enough centidues to pay for a fluffer. Hooray.
I was suggesting that we celebrate 420 Day when we got home, but Ben did not like that idea.
No. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah, my throat hurts from... I did the game of the day, Title Tuesday. I got to talk to these people. Yeah, terrible. Yeah.
And I hope it goes well tomorrow. You haven't even mentioned the...
I like the way he said
Sub-battle.
Sub-battle, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Go to our Discord at 4 and beg Karen to get in. And then the answer is no.
I hope I do okay. I'm working with Thrashix on the situation.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern is the earliest you can sign up.
Thrashix is doing most of the work. And I'm just,
Yeah, tomorrow I'm doing Game of the Day on the chess.com YouTube channel. Then we're doing the sub battle. Then I'll do my stream at night while Karen's at karaoke, I assume.
Yeah, I do need to go to karaoke. I haven't been in a few days.
300 centidues. Go for your jokes. I need those 420 throat lozenges, yeah. But they have to be vegan. I do have vegan throat lozenges. It's not easy. Yeah. Go Thrashix. What? Trying to learn. Stop spelling things incorrectly. Incorrect. Confusing the audience. So yeah, that was a good example of my night was here and I wanted it here. Then I did it again when I tricked you.
Yes.
Okay, you and Archer went to the state championship or something, I don't know, near the Marietta Diner. And then I showed up.
Oh, you had to play?
Right. Then I beat Burnett and I drew that, kid who's 2,200. And then I beat the 2,300 who's the Bughouse partner of, who's the good Bughouse player? We ate with him at the Japanese place with his girlfriend. All you can eat Japanese, like 4 years ago.
Oh, Cosm.
Yeah, Cosm's Bughouse partner. I don't remember what his name was. 2350 USCF. I played him, and I played knight B1 to D2 in the same opening, in a different position, and I won the game because of that.
Wait,
and I was telling you about these other games.
Wait, when was this though?
This was when we went. Remember, went to the Marietta Diner and you liked the onion rings?
Yeah.
There was that tournament. You, me, and Archer all won the tournament.
I remember.
Now you remember. We won $1 billion.
We won some money.
Karen lost her first game, and then she, her shirt fell off, and she turned all green, and she was like, RAWR! And then she won the rest of her games. So she tied for first or second, and Archer got first, and I got first. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was different sections, obviously.
I didn't remember Cosm. I'm just confused about Cosm being mentioned.
The reason I mentioned Cosm is the guy that I was explaining the game to you.
Oh.
That's his Bughouse partner, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, well, darn. But it was from that tournament.
Yeah. The Kid 92 subscribed.
He's a local guy?
Yeah, he lives in Atlanta. He plays in the Norm tournaments a lot for Peter.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. See, she can't say anything either. 300 centidues. Can you be in the sub battle?
A thin Caucasian man in his 20s.
He's thin, but...
What's his name?
Exactly.
Darn.
I can easily find his name. I go to the Georgia Chess Association website. Boo! Georgia... And then you look at the top 100
I wish
list.
I could just remember it.
No, I can't remember it.
I know
Terrible.
the name.
I know you know
I've
it.
known him for years.
Richard Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came in here one time and put his business cards around.
2373 USCF. Yeah.
If you're seeing that anytime, Richard, that was weird.
I found it pretty quickly.
Not gonna lie, it was.
Okay, so remember, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, go to our Discord and try to sign up for the match. Trying is the first step to failure. And then 5 o'clock, the match starts. Frankly, delicious.
Yeah, and there were a few of you that signed up early because the channel didn't get locked down.
Right, and it's where the elite meet to not eat meat.
But you will be purged. You have to sign up tomorrow.
It's the purge?
So if you think you signed up already for the sub battle, you did not sign up for the sub battle. You have been
like 3.5 years.
deleted and canceled.
Thanks for the subscription, Moses. Hooray! He parted the Red Sea 2 square. Did you see the Purge episode of Rick and Morty?
There's some throwing up in that episode? No.
No, it's killing, not throwing up. That's the Purge.
I thought there was an episode where they were all throwing up, but that wasn't the
That's
Purge.
probably every episode. No, Family Guy has an episode where they all throw up. Like they all do. They just keep doing it. A whole family.
That's what I
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
What if I donate 1,000 more? Are you kidding me? Victor Andrew, 50 subs and we'll consider it. You won't get in, but we'll consider it.
Yes, Discord will be the only way to sign up.
Yeah, if you're not vegan, you can't play. No. What's funny is, Hikaru said the same thing. He said if you're not vegan, you can't play for his team. That was just shocking. Yay, Thaddeus gave 50 subs. Maybe Thaddeus will get in. 50. We had 3 people give 50 subs. It's never happened.
I can definitely promise that if you gave, subs today, you will be remembered.
Yeah. What's funny is, I told Karen that this guy donated $2,000 on the stream because he wanted to play in the sub battle. And she said, I couldn't believe what she said. Do you remember what you said? You said, I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care. I don't care. Man, I was like, $2,000. How could she not let him in? I was amazed. Terrible.
No, I'm not going to lie. Thaddeus is one of my favorites anyway. So it's looking good for Thaddeus. Even if he didn't give subs.
Go Thaddeus.
He's one of my favorites.
He's cementing his position. If everybody on my stream, the 5,000 people, give 50 subs, I only have slightly less than the Chess Bros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be almost 100% sure if Thaddeus wants to play.
It's unsportsmanlike not to care. Okay, let's talk about something we haven't talked about on the stream that Karen doesn't know about. Okay, here's what happened.
Right.
Everybody's mad. Let's see how mad these people are. They're probably less mad because Europeans are asleep now. But, people are going to be mad. Are you ready? In Europe, there's a lot of soccer leagues. There's the Premier League in UK, and there's the Spanish League and the Italian League, and so forth. Okay, Bundesliga. Now, 3 of the leagues, Spain, Italy, and England, they're forming a super league. The teams are leaving, and they're making their own league with like the 12 best teams from the 3 countries. So everybody's furious. So to give you an example, which is really hard to do with American sports, so I'm not going to do a good job. Just imagine if Major League Baseball is like, all right, I mean, not Major League Baseball, but like the teams. The Yankees and the Tampa Bay and the Braves just said, okay, we're forming our own league. We're not in the major leagues anymore.
They said it's not happening, though.
The plan fell apart?
Yeah, they said.
Yeah, Super League is gone. Damn. It got canceled today.
No, I would think it'd be...
Man, people were furious. No, everybody on the internet was furious. Everybody. I've never seen people so mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and then, so it didn't last very long. But they were all agreed. All the teams agreed. And then everybody's like, what? You can't do that. Horrible.
Hey, there's Pac-Man. Hey, David.
Yay, quite a story. Crafting a narrative there.
You missed the great chess match yesterday, David, with my brother.
Yesterday?
When was it?
Not yesterday.
Was 2 days ago.
2 days ago? Keep going. No, it's 2 days ago.
It was a charity match benefiting Fair Fight. Anyway. Hey, don't let me forget the half and half.
He's never heard of Fair Fight.
When we go home, don't let me forget that.
He probably started Fair Fight. Yeah. Yeah, you literally care.
It was.
Do you guys care more about voting rights or about the soccer teams not leaving to form a super league? Yeah. I think Frank knows who you are. Yeah. By the way, I want to explain something to you that you'll never understand. Never. You'll never. Not you. You understand it already. Her brother's a genius. And he had to work really hard to make himself look like an idiot. To dress like that and talk like that and play like that. I mean, he's a genius. He's a college professor. He's a provost. His kids go to the finest schools. His wife's smarter than he is. Is she a professor? Or she was?
Yeah.
Yeah, she speaks French perfectly. Ridiculous.
Or Hungarian.
What?
Oh, and Hungarian.
And Hungarian? I didn't know Hungarian. Yeah? I didn't know that. Well, that was for the match. It was to be funny. Yeah, he's being funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His costume was great. Why did he dress like that? He just thought it'd be funny. He was just being a character. He was playing the role of that QAnon guy.
You couldn't tell at all that he's a really super intelligent guy. Now, this is a true story. Karen will verify it, just like in the movie The Out-of-Towners. You have to see the movie The Out-of-Towners, not the remake. Oh, God, horrible. Jack Lemmon, etc. It's from 69 or 68 or 70. It's around there. Great movie. In The Out-of-Towners, Jack Lemmon complains the whole movie. That's all he does. And his wife is always standing next to him, and he says, she can verify that. She says, I verify that. Karen will verify this. Occasionally, like once every 4 months, I go out to eat with Karen's family. Karen, her brother, her other brother, the brother's wives, and occasionally one of the children who's, like 20 years old or 21. She's 21, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm like embarrassed because they're so much smarter than me. I don't even know what's going on. They talk about the highfalutin. I don't know what's happening, right? To tell them.
No.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I mean, they're smart.
Yeah, but I mean, your brother didn't look smart. He did a good job. He tricked everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only do they eat meat in front of me, they're like frankly delicious. They order extra meat, and then they can't believe how good it is. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. Yeah. No, they're very smart people. They know that I should be a vegan, and they should too, but they just don't do it. Actually, wait a minute. I take that back. Isn't Bronwyn a vegan, or she was? She was. She was a vegetarian or a vegan. She might still be.
I didn't think she was a vegan.
I thought she was.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if she still is, but yeah. Yeah, no, they're smarter than me. Yeah, ask Karen. Hold on, I'll close my ears so I don't hear her answer. La. Okay, yeah. Why are you vegan? Why aren't you vegan? Why would you ask somebody why they're vegan? Not being vegan's insane. So if you're not vegan, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I just can't put that much thought into it. I'm like struggling to get through my day some days.
As a Jewish man, are you a Jewish man? What? More uncomfortable. I don't understand the question. Being vegan is immoral, says the German. The sub battles at 5 p.m. EDT, that is correct.
I'm not vegan.
Yeah. Now, everybody's going to be vegan after I'm dead. They have to wait for me to die first.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, haha, we got him. Now we're all vegan. Gotcha, bitch.
I'm not even vegetarian. Mm-hmm. But I do eat mostly vegetarian items.
Yeah, I was in Germany before ATC Faust was born, and I played in the Bundesliga, and our team went out to eat at a restaurant. This is a true story. And I said, is this, I don't know if it was a salad. I said, is this vegetarian? And he said, yeah. And then, yeah, vegetarian. And I was a vegetarian then, not a vegan. And he brought the food, and there was 2 kinds of meat in it. 2. And I said, well, this has this and this. And he's like, yeah. And then one of the guys at the table said, in Germany, that's pretty much vegetarian. In Belgium, when I lived in Brussels, there was a butcher. And went to the butcher, and I said, does that have any meat in it? And he goes, no. It was moussaka, which has meat in it. So I got it, I took it home, put it in the microwave, took it out, put my fork in, and there was ham everywhere. It was just ham. There was nothing else. So I took it back to the butcher, and I said, you told me there was no meat in this, but there's ham everywhere. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Takes it back, puts it back where you sell it. Okay? Like he's going to sell it. And instantly, when he put it back, a woman in line said, I want that. Like she saw me return it. And I cooked it. Like, what? Yeah, he's like, hey, here you go. Yeah, how much? Somebody saw me return it and then bought it.
Hey, the Rock Obama.
Frankly, not delicious. Yeah, I wasn't a vegan 37 years ago. I was a vegetarian.
Yeah, we have a story time emote now.
That's right, story time.
That does have some
yeah.
Stories. There we go.
Now, in the verdict today, if the Simpsons judge, if the Family Guy judge was the judge, what would he have ruled? It was actually what the ruling was.
I don't know what.
Guilty, guilty, guilty. It's funny because they found him guilty on 3 charges, and that's what the judge in the Family Guy says. That's a great episode of Family Guy. Are you sure it wasn't all scary and grainy and black and white? Hey, maybe you're right.
I figured it would be guilty since they decided so quickly. Yeah.
Anyway, you should all be vegans, and more importantly, you should all drink Perrier. David Packman will never be a vegan. For $1 trillion, why won't he be a vegan?
I don't know.
It's not a joke either.
There aren't meat requirements to be Jewish.
No, he really, 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 really likes brisket.
What?
Yeah, that's not a joke.
How would I have to?
Well, you gotta learn some stuff
trying
here.
to think maybe it had
He wants that brisket.
I know there's some rules about pork and what have you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
But you tricked me.
David Packman can claim I'm Jewish all he wants, but obviously I'm the most atheist person ever.
You're not Jewish?
No, religions are stupid. I'll be a vegan, but I live in my parents' house, so can't.
I do like some brisket. If it's
frankly terrible.
Cooked correctly.
Yeah, Faust is right. That's correct. Yep. Yeah, those Germans aren't all smiles and sunshine. Risk it for the brisket. I like that.
Yeah, the right kind of brisket is good, but I don't usually eat beef, but I will eat some brisket.
Man, that was great. Yeah. Frankly, delicious. Not Jewish by blood. Not Jewish by anything. Everybody's wrong as usual. Right. You guys don't understand what Judaism is, including David Pacman. And he's Jewish. So, yeah. So, my dad explained it well to me. And my dad was bar mitzvahed and spoke some Yiddish. More than some. But anyway, my dad's name was Ronald Barry David Finegold. God damn. But anyway, let me explain. If the Jewish religion or people say, hey, you're Jewish, they're deciding you're Jewish? And their answer is, yeah. They're like, this is the rule. Do you follow that rule? Is your mom Jewish? And the answer is, I don't know, because my mom was adopted and she doesn't know who her real parents are. And then they're like, oh, then they like scratch their head and they don't understand. And the reason that's a really stupid way to decide what somebody is, it's really stupid. Here's why. My dad explained to me once. He said, let's say Karen makes up a religion and it's called, Karenism. And you're like, hey, are you a Karen? The part of the Karenism religion. And I'm like, what? I've never even heard of it. And they said, well, the rule is your name has to be Ben. And I'm like, well, my name is Ben. And they're like, okay, then you're Karen. That's dumb. You decide what you are, not other people, right? That's just idiotic. So everybody's an idiot. You shouldn't eat meat. Shouldn't be religious. You should learn how to think on your own, which you don't. You just watch these stupid streams that I do. Terrible, right? You should watch things that enlighten your, comedic tastes and chess ability, and occasionally look at Karen because she's looking good. And on her last stream, she went 10-0.
That's true.
So there you go.
For the first and only time in my life.
Alanka7 subscribed. There's nothing wrong with being anything. What's wrong is when you tell somebody what they are. That's not how life works. Right? Now, maybe if you're German, okay, maybe. But that's, what are you going to do? This guy wants to do the Kiranism pilgrimage. For more information on the stupidity of religion, watch The Family Guy, where Peter starts his own religion. For $1 trillion, what's the church called?
I'm not going to know.
The Church of the Fonz. And he has pictures of the Fonz everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
And people show up. Like his wife's like, you're an idiot. And everybody shows up. It's full. And they're like, yay, the Fonz. And she's like, what? And then before they don't say prayer, they go, everybody say, hey. That's how they start the,
yeah.
Funny. And so forth.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. ATC Faust, subscribe with Prime. I'm honorary German. No, actually, that's not bad. You spelled honorary wrong, which is weird for you. You're like the smartest guy on the stream, Faust. Why'd you spell something wrong? Terrible. Hey, Faust. If they're having the World Series live in November, are you going if you can? Because we might go. The problem is we're going to Dubai for the World Championship, so it's hard to squeeze all that in. So, but she wants to go, obviously.
To which thing? The World Championship?
Yeah. Adopted her brother, a more Alabama. Yeah. Is Spencer a Karen? No, his name's Spencer. You have to be Ben to be a Karen. That's why we got married. We're Ben and Karen.
I don't understand the questions.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to Google. Yeah, that's true. I agree. All right. Is Spencer... No, because he's Spencer. Are sub-donations tax deductible to the Church of Karen? Yes. Yeah.
You hear Dubai is great for women.
It is. Dubai is great. I'll come if they let me in. Go, Dominic. Hey, Dominic, ATC Faust is a German and plays poker, and he's played at the World Series many years, And he stopped by St. Louis to get lessons from me on his way to the World Series. He's about 2,200 at chess. I don't know what kind of poker player he is, but I'm pretty sure he's the world's tightest player. Just based on the way he plays chess and analyzes chess. That would be my guess. 200 centidues. Read my last message. You missed it. No, boo.
Wait, you said you have been to Dubai?
Oh, twice.
So what is it like there
It's like here.
for women? It's a big city.
No, it's nothing. No. If you live in Dubai and you look like you live in Dubai, you got to dress appropriately and not do stuff they don't like. But you're an American, so they just want your money. So you can behave worse than a Dubai woman. You're allowed like you now. I'm serious though.
Okay.
If you dress like that in public,
Yeah.
people will say stuff. You can't do that.
Oh no, I wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
you can't. Yeah, everything is wrong. This is wrong. That's wrong. You can't. Yeah, you can't show your arms like that.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I have plenty of clothing
Yeah.
items.
Edibles are vegan if there's no gelatin. Gelatin's not vegan. Correct. Somebody said something that was correct. I've never heard of it. You got second place in a WSOP event? That's pretty good. You're both German. You've both been to the WSOP. You're probably the only two people in the world I could say that about. Except for one thing.
I wish that we could go.
100 centidues. Thanks, sincerely, kindness. 5 subs from Abe Froman.
To the World Series.
Hooray.
of Poker.
We can go.
Well, but
They'll have it the next 30 years. We can go at some point.
how long do the side events last?
When you get knocked out, you're out.
No, but like, what if you don't get knocked out?
You're going to get knocked out.
No, but I'm just saying, what if you didn't? Like, what if you
A day or two. No, I would get knocked out.
Okay, I just didn't.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 days. The main event, if you don't get knocked out, is like 6 days. Then you might even play in a few months. I don't know what they do.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just meaning the side event. Like if you were to do well, like I wouldn't want to be stuck there because I've got
Yeah.
kids.
ATC Faust, Dominic is not slightly better than you. You get to slightly out of there and say repeatedly and take out the word dog with son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dominic's not as bad as he plays. Hey, Faust, are you super tight like I assume you are based on your personality? I mean, I assume you're not bluffing very often with your muffin and so forth. And you're not, you're not playing 6-3 suited and raising it up. Obviously, but not as tight as I would like to be. That's what she said. Yeah. Yeah, just based on me looking at chess with him, he's going to play poker pretty tight. Yeah, he's solid. When we play blitz chess, he's like 2,100, and he's always winning. Every single game he's winning. And then I usually win, but he's won once or twice. But I win by tricks at the end, like his flag falls or he pre-move. I don't know how I win. Won't be tight anymore? What? Who won't be tight anymore? Was that a joke? What? Yeah. Did I already recap the candidates? I'm like leaving the stream. Yeah. Always sacking the exchange means that you check raise a lot.
Yeah, the kids don't have school tomorrow.
Oh, after you sell him DTO, he won't be a nit anymore.
It's kind of weird.
He has to play correctly instead of safely. He might play safely. In chess, if I told him this line was better, but it's more dangerous, he'd play this safely. Yeah.
I have this pain here.
Yeah. Yay, 100 centidues. Hooray. I don't study poker. Started feeling like work. Yeah. Well, for Dominic, it is work. Yeah. I am GTO. I invented it. Phil Hellmuth. Spelled Hellmuth wrong. Terrible. If I made Dominic kind of money with it. Yeah. How do you know if you suck at poker? If you don't know if you suck at poker, you suck at poker. That's how you know. You're like, do I suck at poker? Yeah. Truth hurts. Yeah. Always spilling the truth. All right, thanks for watching. We don't, right, exactly. Yeah, they don't want the right answer. They want to feel good. That's correct. Yeah, the truth hurts. That's right. Yeah.
I'm tired.
Most people that know they're good at poker still suck. That is correct. See, that's one of the advantages and disadvantages of chess. Is if you're like, I'm the greatest chess player ever, and somebody says, you're rated 1130, you know. But in poker, you can just say that, and then nobody can contradict you because you're like, oh, I play tons of poker and I always win. The one time you saw me play, And then what are you supposed to do, follow them around and see how bad they are? Yeah. Obviously, they're terrible, frankly. Yeah. Frankly, terrible. Yay, $100 to the cause. He donated to Fair Fight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wonder if Exclaim Fair Fight still works.
Yeah, my brother said he actually got an email from them saying they saw an uptick in donations.
Hey, there's nothing happening.
During the match.
Darn, it's not there.
I took it off because I thought
No, I like when Karen takes it off, but not Fair Fight.
I always just clean it up.
Yeah.
So sorry.
All right, so let's see what Karen says. Man, look at this bottom of the barrel here. That's not a chess person. These aren't even people.
Oh.
I can't even rate anybody.
I can look and see who I have.
Let's see.
Let me just look. I have a lot of people.
Yeah, these are all the worst people I've ever met and not met.
I don't know where my phone is.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah, I was sitting on it.
Were you like Potsy?
Oh, yeah. Let me just see.
Mm-hmm. Go Super League. Bring it back. Yeah.
Let me see if I got anybody different. Actually, not really. Yeah, there are not a lot of people around.
Are there any chess streamers who have between 0 and 20 people that aren't on my list of people? Somebody find one and tell me to rate them. They should have 0 to 20 viewers and it's chess. That's not 0 to 20 viewers. I'm going to rate Sasha Gray. Well, this is 420.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, your suggestions are bad and they feel
It's too
bad.
much work.
Mm-hmm. Read my message. I don't see your message.
What about that one on the bottom?
What's that? Oh.
The 33.
33. I don't see what you're talking about.
Do you?
Oh, here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I'm looking here. Yeah.
Let me just say out of the ones you have, unless they have somebody.
40's too many. Still Just Club. That's funny because they have no viewers. Now, before I rate somebody, we go. When they did live coverage of round 1 on Twitch, it was Alejandro. Oh, I called his name. Maurice and Yasser, and they had 100 viewers. And every other big stream had like 10, 20, 30,000.
Yeah.
But I think their YouTube gets more viewers. I think they're YouTube. They're not Twitch friendly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Etc.
That's true.
Animals and humans. Humans aren't animals? Damn, what are we? Are we plants? Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
We are? Darn.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, I'm not even going to rate anybody. Everybody's terrible.
Oh.
Boo.
Don't waste No, don't do that.
Boo.
Come on, rate that one.
Yeah, I'm kidding, obviously.
Oh.
I don't want to rate anybody. Boo. Boo. Boo.
Well, the only other one, I have 2 choices. It's 2 above that one. I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, this is the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. I'd rather rate Moist Critical. Oh, snap.
Hey, wait, look. But there's going to be a welcome screen over there. So
there we go.
Yeah. I would do that. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're rating somebody who's just starting. So you're going to have to sit there for 10 minutes looking at a welcome screen. Although their welcome screen is more exciting than a stream. Yeah. All right. Yeah, me and them are like, that, son. Yeah. All right, see you tomorrow. Don't forget to show up at 4 p.m. Go to Discord and try to sign up for the sub battle with the Karu. Good luck. You'll need it.